and we are coming to you live. Good morning. How's everybody doing?
Good.
Yeah. Hey, everybody.
Yeah.
I just made an interesting observation, as I have several times when they have done these live appearances. Fox and Friends has a live studio audience. Sometimes they go out to diners and stuff, reach small town America.
Yeah.
Get out
Shake
there
hands with the people.
Yeah. And it's just an observation. I'm not saying that they stack the restaurant. I'm sure that there are several people who want to be there in the morning getting their scrambled eggs while Steve Ducey leans over them. They have a Fox and Friends in studio audience, and it couldn't be a worse look. There's probably about 100 people in there. I don't know, maybe 60 people. Not one black person in the whole thing. It's the whitest audience I've ever seen.
Although,
yeah, I'm not saying that. I'm not. There's just.
It's kind of like I went skydiving and there was all white people there.
Right,
It's kind of a white person thing to go to the Fox and Friends show.
It's just a bad look. I just think it's a bad look.
So you would rather have them go,
no,
hey, we need to get some blacks in here.
No.
Bad.
I think that it's one of those things where I don't know. It's just one of those things where you just see how divided we are.
It's funny. Some of the people are like wearing suits, dressed up, and then you got the occasional dirtbag thrown in. The guy in the fishing hat with the old ready American flag T-shirt.
I'm a real American.
Yeah. Looks like he didn't get dressed.
I bet a lot of these people are still going to work today. A lot of those people who are there.
I assume they're tourists in the city.
Yeah. I mean, maybe. I don't know.
Oh, we could go watch Fox and Friends.
Right. Yeah.
We could do that live.
I have it on every day, so I'm not knocking Fox and Friends nor the people who watch it. I'm just making observations. But the way that they worship the Fox people is weird. Yeah. You don't see that. If nobody was following John Hollerman around CNN as he was covering the Gulf War. It's just a weird thing.
Well, they're just such personalities now, not so much news anchors.
How about Tyrus, man? That dude was like, I'm a mid-card indie wrestler.
If that.
Yeah, who got a little bit of a break in the WWE, and now I'm getting paid 5 times what I normally would have got paid, and I don't get punched anymore. And limos drive me around and all that stuff. People don't know when you're wrestling in the WWE and you have a Monday Night Raw in Tampa, you're doing a house show in Orlando the next night, and you're driving to Orlando in a car that you rented on your own and paid for.
Right, unless you're the top name. You know what I mean? Unless you're The Rock or this.
Triple H is flying private.
Yeah.
Everybody else is getting their own way. We'll see you in Orlando on Tuesday. Be there at 3:00 in the afternoon.
But I don't know, like, who is the top guys right now? Is Seth Rollins or?
Oh, but no. Like the top guys. They go by their own buses and they pay for their own thing. They still take care of their own transportation.
They just do they have their own tour bus. They have their own whatever they're not.
Yeah.
Like they'll give you a plane ticket, Carmen. Like they'll say, we're going to go be in Knoxville for Monday Night Raw. And then the following week, well, okay, there's a ticket waiting for you to go there and all that. But if you're doing a Florida run where you're doing a Thursday night house show in Jacksonville and then a Saturday night main event in Fort Myers and then a Monday Night Raw in Tampa, you're getting yourself to every one of those gigs.
Oh, man.
Yeah, and that's why a lot of those wrestlers will rent a car and they'll all drive together. Like 4 guys will go in a car. Imagine that, a rental car with 4 giant guys in it. Or girls.
But like a guy, like I'm looking at the top wrestlers from WWE currently, whatever, like Roman Reigns, they're setting his itinerary in. Is he going on his own? Or
they're setting all their itinerary.
No, but I mean, like, is he?
Yeah, he's going on his own.
He doesn't go, and they have a ticket waiting for him and stuff.
Yeah, they have a ticket waiting for all of them. But if it's somewhere like within a driving distance, they're all responsible to get themselves there. Like if they're not going to fly you from Tampa to Fort Myers, you got to be in Fort Myers. Get to Fort Myers.
WWE notoriously cheap.
Actually,
and it hasn't got better over the years.
Yeah, I'm sure it has, and I'm sure some people have worked it into their deal that they get transportation. But I remember there was a time where everybody was buying tour buses. They were like, "Yeah, this is the best way to go because you're traveling. You can bring your family with you, and you can kind of like live on the bus." But then you go up to WWE, and there's 50 buses in the back, and you're like, we can't even park all these things back here." You should see next time they come to Tampa and you walk through the back, it's just all tour buses back there because a lot of them are being used as offices as well. So it's crazy.
Yeah. What do you think Roman Reigns is worth? I'm looking at his net worth in 2025. What he's worth?
Roman Reigns is worth $25 million.
Yeah, I would say 15 to 20.
Estimated 14 million.
Yeah,
14 million, including a salary of $5 million per year, as well as his earnings from endorsements and different stuff.
Sells a lot of action figures.
Some life changing.
But like a lot of people think people are on Saturday Night Live are rich. They're famous, rich and famous and stuff. And they're not from Saturday Night Live. Like if they're doing other movies and stuff. But
and they get like more tour dates booked, basically.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You're on Saturday Night Live. You can go and do comedy clubs. You can do all kind of stuff. You're going to get seen for movies and TV shows and all that kind of stuff. But your salary from Saturday Night Live.
I was trying to think. I saw a commercial the other day, and I couldn't. It was the Sweaty Balls girls. When they do the public radio, they do a Capital One commercial for the SNL 50. But I thought, when was the last time you saw Anna Gasteyer doing anything?
Yeah, she's like the teacher in a TV show.
Because she was on Saturday Night Live,
yeah,
they'll always call her back to do one of those appearances.
Yeah.
I was reading. By the way, Gio, if you sent prep today, I did not get it.
Okay.
But I was looking at yesterday's. And Jay Leno's coming to town at Ruth Eckerd Hall with Arsenio Hall. Did you see that?
Yeah, I'll be in Ruth Eckerd with Arsenio. So it's going to be Ruth Arsenio Hall.
Yeah, but they were friends, like coming up together. But then they were a competition, against each other.
Yeah, same with Dave and Jay and all those guys. Yeah.
Jay Leno still says that it would be awkward for him to sit down with Dave. Like they don't have that kind of relationship. They never kind of really worked it over. And but yet him and Arsenio Hall are out on tour together, which I think is weird.
Yeah, but Arsenio didn't sit there and rightfully so or not, whatever. He got passed over. Yeah. Dave got passed over. Jay took it over. Did that thing, however that worked out and stuff. Whereas Arsenio was just another guy who had a show and didn't talk about him every night, right? And make fun of him.
But I mean, also at this point, Dave went on to have a very successful show. He was dominant in the ratings for a long time. They did that Oprah commercial together. If Letterman wants to get people to watch his show, sitting down with Leno, just the two of them talking, I think would be incredible.
That'd be huge. But I think it's Letterman. I mean, I think
I think so
because we've talked to Jay a bunch of times, and Jay's like, yeah, this guy doesn't like me. So he's always had that attitude of just like. I don't know, man. Stuttering John, I'll pay you whatever you.
I've tried to watch that Letterman interview show a couple times. It is a snore fest.
It's
too
so serious.
Yeah,
it's like too serious. And he wants to interview these people that are making like cultural significance, and it's
he's
not
too old.
but also it's just not as interesting. Like that's not where we're watching Dave. We want to see Dave say silly stuff.
See, I thought the first season
was good.
Yeah, like because it was just interesting, and then he would go to their house, so you got to see like different perspectives. It just wasn't them sitting on a.
Him and Kanye was like the most awkward thing, but it was worth watching.
I just watched the Caitlin Clark one, and it was so boring.
Even though he's like a Indiana person,
it was boring. It's here. Talk to Grandpa.
Oh,
yeah,
really?
and it's too much of trying to be hip and do stuff, and you're like, oh,
it was very boring.
Yeah,
it reminded me of old Larry King interviews.
When do you shut it down? Like, because now we all look at Howard Stern and we all just shake our heads, but he's still very successful and he's still doing well. Like, at what point do you just shut it down? And you go, all right, it's like you look at people who leave at the top of their game and you go, why would they do that? They're at the top of their game, and then you realize they did the right thing. They went out at the top.
Oh
of the
yeah,
game.
Yeah. Dave, and he looks weird with a dirty beard and stuff.
And he always talks about it.
Yeah.
Every open like monologue he does is always like, ha, my white beard.
Yeah.
And you're like, what? Okay.
Sorry, nailed it.
Great.
Nailed it.
Thank you.
Give us a little more of that.
Oh, my white beard.
Oh, man.
By the way, are you sure you're not imitating Barry Lederman? Like, I don't know who that is. That you're...
Oh, my white beard.
I'm just saying, he literally always talks about it.
Even though he's still obviously very popular and does a lot of different things, ending Seinfeld at the right time. And he said, comedy is all about timing. He goes, so I knew it was time to go, even though they were at the top, and NBC was literally saying, we'll give you anything. We'll give you millions and millions of dollars per episode. He was like, you got to go at the right time.
Do you know that Jerry's got a new show coming out?
No.
I was reading yesterday. I don't know how true this is. It was on the internet, Calvin. So.
Oh, well.
It's
Definitely.
Jerry's got a new show that he has got coming out, and Michael Richards will have a spot on it. And he said they asked him about Michael Richards having a spot on the show, and he said he made one bad joke one time, let it go, it's over.
Yeah.
But I can't imagine Jerry Seinfeld being anything but being called Jerry and doing, I don't know.
That he's doing another TV show? I don't see anything about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know. I mean, he's still doing tons of stand-up. He's doing stand-up all the time. But it doesn't say anything about a new TV show. I don't know. I don't know if he would. I don't know.
I don't think he should.
Unless
Unless he's bored or he's got a great idea.
But also, Seinfeld is so up there in the upper echelon. No matter what other TV show you do, it's going to be compared to that. And then if it's not as successful, which it won't be,
right.
It can't be.
Right.
Then people go, remember when he tried to do another thing after Seinfeld?
Is there any show on television now that you're watching? Like any show that you're like, oh, it's Tuesday.
That's on TV?
Yeah, TV? On TV, regular TV.
No. And it's, to the point now where even if there is a show that's on TV, I just watch it the next day on demand or whenever I want to watch it.
I can't find anything. Everybody keeps trying to say that show, The Pit, is really good.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah,
but that's on HBO.
Right, no, I know. I'm just thinking, I'm trying to find a new show to watch, and I know that people keep saying that show is great, but it is another hospital emergency room drama. I don't want that.
Well, if you don't want that, then definitely you don't want to watch that because that's exactly what it is. But it's very good. But I'm trying to think of. I'm watching that John Hamm, Your Friends and Neighbors.
Oh yeah, how's that?
It's decent.
Okay, that I'll watch.
It's not the best, but it's decent, and he plays a good character in there.
All right, I saw a bunch of previews for that,
and we like John Hamm. So
the other thing is, I think I want to go to the movies this week.
Yeah, 4.
You're not gonna like it.
I'm going to movies this week as well.
What do you? Oh, I gotta go see Back to the Future tonight. I forgot about that.
You're definitely going.
I'm going. I'm totally going.
I want to go see Thunderbolts.
I don't know if I'll see that in the theater, but I do want to see that. I heard that's really good.
Yeah.
I want to see The Accountant 2 because I love The Accountant 1. I thought it was a good action movie.
Oh, Ben Affleck?
Ben Affleck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was just on with Theo Vaughn. It was really good.
I didn't watch the whole thing, but the clips are great.
Yeah.
So Ben Affleck plays an accountant who has autism, and he's also an assassin.
Wait.
Could you imagine pitching this movie?
Well, the pitch on the movie was really good. The father was a military guy. Ben Affleck was diagnosed with autism. Instead of getting him treated the right way, he made him like super tough. He taught him how to do karate and do all this other stuff so that he could overcome. The military father thought that the only way to overcome his handicap was to fight through it. So as a result, he created 2 badass brothers who end up at one point they're both like assassins, and they end up having to get a thing against each other. But now that they've met up and realized that they're brothers, they team up for this next movie, and now I want to see what the next movie is about. Oh, dude, it's a good movie. I'm telling you,
that's enough to get you to the theater.
Yeah, because how long will I have to wait, and then I'll forget that it came out?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
It'll be out in 2 weeks on demand.
You think so?
Yeah,
probably.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll wait.
You're gonna wait anyways. You're not going to the movies.
I am going to Back to the Future tonight. I am going to Back to the Future tonight.
I am going to Back to the Future tonight.
You have a better chance of getting in a DeLorean and going to see Back to the Future last week than you do this week.
Oh man, you are going?
Yes.
Okay,
I'm in.
Perfect. Do you want to go together?
No.
Oh, well, that was me. That was rude. Fine. Who are you going with?
I was going to bring my daughter with me.
Okay. Interesting.
Who are you going with?
I was going to bring your daughter too.
No.
Oh wow.
I'm bringing my son.
All right.
Yeah. Anybody else want to go?
No, thank you.
Joe?
Good.
I want to go see Jaws in the theater this summer. I think it's going to be back in the theater.
What?
I'll go see that.
You confused Carmen.
Was that a Back to the Future joke?
No.
No, I think they're bringing it some anniversary or something.
Star Wars Episode 3 was in theaters this past weekend.
I know, and I heard it raked in the money.
$25 million.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I would have gone to see it if I was too busy.
So now that's going to be the thing, is that we're just playing old movies again if it's going to make that much money.
Which movie was it?
Episode 3. That's the one where they make Darth Vader.
Sith, Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder why they went with that one.
It's the 30th anniversary.
30 years?
Yeah. Yeah. So they brought it back for one weekend, all in 4K remastered.
That's crazy. I mean, I remember when all those movies came out.
Yeah, I still want to. I want to go to the Tampa Theater. They play the Godfather all the time, and they play all the Star Wars
not
movies.
30 years? There's no way.
It came out in, I believe, 1999
No, because
or 1997.
not 3. 3
Yeah.
I went to see with Spanish.
2005.
2005. Yeah.
Yeah.
20th anniversary.
20th. Yeah.
Okay. Got me nervous, man. I was like, I'm not that old.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I went to see that with Spanish. And
No.
yeah. Right, Joe?
You've been knowing Spanish for 20 years.
No.
No.
You've been working here for 20 years.
Oh, okay.
Get back in the DeLorean.
I'm confusing the movies. So Revenge of the Sith. Which one did we go see with Spanish?
I
Probably went and saw the one with Mark
Ray.
Hamill coming back. Or,
Yeah.
The Ray one.
That was
okay.
that was like 3 years ago.
Right. Okay. So wait, I'm sorry. So I'm thinking the ones with Ray are the
Yeah.
ones from 20 years ago. I mean, the one from 2005.
Yeah.
So confusing.
Rogue One.
No.
Rogue One was
Rogue-
I saw.
Is that the one that you saw with Spanish?
No,
Because I was
the ones I saw with Spanish were the ones with Ray.
Yeah, like the last one it came out maybe 5 years ago, 6 years ago.
Yeah. That's the one. That's one.
Where you fell asleep and
Yeah. And that narrows it down.
Yeah.
And
we were like, man, it's crazy they brought Han Solo back. You're like, Han Solo was in that movie?
I didn't remember that
Yeah.
at all. I have a hard time staying awake in the movies. That's why it probably would be a waste of time to go see. The
Yeah, that's why
Accountant.
you're not going to see The Accountant.
No.
That's probably why I won't go see Back to the Future.
Probably not. I will not be surprised if I look over and you're not in your seat.
This is how it's going to go. I'm going to go to Joey. I'm going to go on a scale of 1 to 10. How much do you want to go see Back to the Future?
He's going to say like a 2. I mean, or he'll say, well, if you want me to go.
I don't know. He likes Back to the Future. It's his favorite movie. So
Yeah.
he might like to play, but man, that's a lot of singing.
I've never been to a Broadway show.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Don't judge it by this.
No, I mean, I know what I'm in for.
Yeah. Like you want to go see a Broadway show, go see. I mean, I don't mind a musical, but go see a non-musical. You go see something intense like this
12 Angry Men. Or,
Glengarry Glen Ross, where
Yeah.
you're sitting 3 feet away from these guys as they're yelling at each other. That's some intense stuff.
I don't mind a musical, I think.
No, you won't mind. Like especially when they're gotta get back in time, you know, and they're singing all these, you know. And when I saw School of Rock, that was pretty good. What's the other one? The '80s, the movie with Tom Cruise. They made the
Risky
hairband
Business?
movie. No,
Oh.
the hairband movie.
Oh, Rock of Ages.
Rock of Ages was
Yeah.
good. You know, a couple of those things. Couple of those.
I did enjoy Wicked, so that's why I want to
Wicked
go.
was
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I like
you
West
finally
Side,
saw it?
no, me.
Yeah.
No, I mean I'm talking about the play.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
I like West Side Story. That was good. Even the remake that Spielberg did recently was pretty good.
With the girl that everybody hates.
Yeah, they didn't hate her.
Oh,
then.
is that her?
Yeah, they didn't hate her then.
She wasn't as hated then. She did good.
Yeah, I didn't. I mean, I found that to be a little bit boring, but it was pretty much a remake, step-by-step remake of the first one.
It was pretty close.
Yeah, the first one was some pretty talented people for that era.
Yeah.
You know. Oh, I forgot that was her. Boy, people do hate her
Mm-hmm.
because she couldn't keep her yap shut.
Yeah. People don't like opinionated women.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think
People
pe-
are like opinionated women or women that go to space.
Yeah.
That's another thing.
Yeah.
It's so funny because if I went to space for 5 minutes, I'd be like, I am an astronaut.
They hate
I'd
Katy
be
Perry now.
Oh,
Man,
yeah.
But Katy Perry, I mean, I don't know. She's not likable to me for some reason. I don't like. I think she's very pretty, and I think her songs get stuck in my head. But for some reason, her face just bugs me. It does. It does.
Yeah.
Like she's just annoying.
It doesn't seem like it was always like that, though.
No, I'll tell you, you know, what annoys me is like a girl like Katy Perry. Is she on the line? Is that she's obviously very attractive, superstar, cuts her hair super short, dyes it blonde, wears crazy outfits, and you just go, ugh, I'm done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if that was your wife, if your wife cut her hair
Yeah.
super short and dyed it blonde, you would go, what is happening? Are we done? Are we getting divorced now? What's happening?
I think we're probably not the audience she's going for, but
Yeah, I know, but it's we're also, you know, it's what we do. We
Yeah.
talk about other people.
She's also older, trying to go for a younger audience too. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Put it in your wedding vows. That's the way to make it legit. My wife and our wedding vows, she cannot cut her hair without discussing it with me first, and must always wear
That's
two-back
good.
underwear, no matter how
Yeah.
old she is.
Katy Perry's 40,
yeah.
and she's trying
That's
to
only 40.
Yeah, she's trying to act like she's 20.
40 is the new 20.
Yeah.
I mean,
Not to 20-year-olds, it isn't.
but to 40-year-old pop stars.
They're like, ugh, look at that old lady
Oh.
out there dancing.
For sure.
Yeah.
She does the white lady dance.
Listen, how old is Sabrina Carpenter? Probably 21.
23 or
22.
Yeah,
something.
that's yeah.
Carmen,
Get out of here, old lady.
Yeah.
Lana Del Rey, hot or not?
Because she can sing, yes.
I can't figure it out. I keep looking at her and I'm like, kind of hot, and then no, not.
Oh,
not
if you
so
could
much.
sing, you instantly become way hotter.
Oh, yeah, she's pretty hot. She's 39. by
I'll
the way.
one up that.
Sabrina, 25.
Yeah.
Dancing makes you hotter than singing.
Yes.
A girl who's a 6 could dance her way to a 9.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
True.
also could easily dance your way from a 9 to a 6. You can go.
See-
It could work in reverse.
But it doesn't work for guys. Singing makes you hotter than being able to dance. If you're a guy and you can dance, I'm like, what a
Yeah.
nerd.
Yeah.
Like,
If you're a guy and you can dance, girls are like, well, clearly he has a boyfriend.
I don't think if I can sing, it's doing anything for me. If I was like,
Oh,
hey,
yeah.
how you doing?
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, really?
Think about Johnny B. Like, you don't expect
Oh, you want to
it.
bang Johnny B when he sings?
No, no.
Yeah, right? Didn't do anything.
But yes, it does, because he walks out and you're not expecting it, and then he belts it out, and you're like, oh my goodness, and then it does change it. Yes.
Wow, interesting.
Hear that, Johnny B?
Yeah, but Johnny
Yeah.
B's singing and you can take a peek at it.
Yeah. Can't wait to see. Can't wait to hear the after show now. You know what else bugged me? That you picked JP as the sexiest guy on the radio station.
Oh, no. Why'd you do that, Gio?
No, not Gio,
Oh,
Carmen.
I like that salt, pepper, gray hair look.
I saw a picture of him on the internet yesterday, and I thought he looked good. And then it reminded me that you thought he looked good, and it made me mad
Why?
because I get very jealous.
Well, I mean, he is a little bit older than you.
Mm,
I don't think he is he? How old's JP?
a little bit older. I mean, let's just go with that.
All right.
I thought he was like a year older. I
Maybe,
thought.
maybe I don't
Okay.
know. I don't know.
Or maybe I know Roger's older.
Roger's
Yeah.
way older.
Roger's the oldest, right? That's what we figured out.
That's why we got rid of him. He
Yeah.
aged out.
No. But no, he's older, but he also takes care of himself. And I mean,
I don't know what that means.
Yeah,
out of-
What do you
I feel
think?
like
Yeah, what
I
do
feel
you-
like that was a direct slam.
to you and Gio, I mean, take it for what it is. I'm just saying he would have no problem walking a 5K. He wouldn't be trying to get out of it.
Oh, I don't know if you saw my video, but I was working out yesterday. Did a little walking on the treadmill.
and
get ready.
I expect to hear a lot of complaining today about your sore knees.
Well,
Hmm.
no, you won't know. You ruined it.
That was going to be the whole 8 o'clock hour.
Yep,
was-
yep, you just
Way to
ruined
go,
the whole
Carmen.
show, Carmen. Way to go.
You could tell he was working out because he had a headband on.
Yeah.
What
You know
what is
how long-
that look?
Do you know how long I've been saving that headband? I've had it forever, and I go, "Ooh, I gotta go
Yeah.
get the headband for the
Workout
video."
headband.
Yeah. How about my wife? There's all spread eagle behind me.
Yeah,
working on it.
what kind of workout's that?
Yeah.
What's going on there?
I don't know. She was on that tonal thing doing.
Was she
stuff.
working arms, legs?
Yeah. No, she was doing like bench presses.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right.
She was in the weird split X position when I filmed her.
Keep on doing it. Whatever's doing seems to be working.
You talking to me or her?
You, of course.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a break and get the show rolling this morning. It's Tuesday, which means Ask the Dom will be here in the 9 o'clock hour to take your legal calls. He's probably in his office right now, just sitting there going through. I heard he hung memorabilia in there. Like he moved into that office.
Oh yeah.
Like he just doesn't have a place to put guests. Like he's in there with the door open and the credenza and the whole deal.
The whole
Hilarious.
new furniture. I heard.
Yeah, hilarious. Anyway, we'll come back. We'll tell you what we have to give away, and we will play Sporkle next on 102.5 The Bone. Bert and Tom will join us on the show on Thursday. That's when I think we're really going to set the groundwork for what's going on, what's happening. I
Yeah.
think that's when we'll really know what's going on.
I don't know.
Better
where,
late than never.
Yeah.
where we're running,
If
when
we're
we're
running,
running.
if we're running. We'll see how it goes.
Mhm.
Yeah. Carmen,
Yes.
what do we have to give away today?
So we have a bunch of stuff. We have
All right.
tickets for
Take it slow. I like to ingest it one at a time.
Okay, we have tickets for Jelly Roll for this Sunday's Country Thunder.
Okay. So this Sunday is the walk and the run, the 5K and the Country Thunder?
Yeah.
I think like the walk like kicks it off kind of thing.
Oh, all right.
I
The walk
think.
kicks it off. Here we
Yes.
But the Country Thunder is going on
All
like second,
weekend?
third, fourth.
go. Okay,
Yeah.
I got you.
And then we also have tickets to Welcome to Rockville.
All right. That's out there in what? Daytona?
Yes.
Okay.
And it is passes for all the days.
All right. That's pretty good.
Say Santa,
Garbage.
George Lopez,
Garbage.
Mike Campbell, and the Dirty Knobs.
Yeah, who's going to that? Although, from what I understand, the local Tom Petty, there's a local Tom Petty tribute band that's just crushing it everywhere. So maybe there's a desire. Okay, go ahead.
We also have tickets for Bryan Adams.
Okay.
And Russell Dickerson.
Who is Bryan Adams with?
He is with Pat Benatar.
Pat Benatar, yeah, that's right. Okay.
Yes.
All right, let's give this stuff away with a little bit of Sporkle. Here we go. Carmen is the keeper of Sporkle. Pap is your judge and scorekeeper. You all right over there, Joe? You're awful quiet today.
I'm good, Michael. How are we doing?
All right. You sure you have any residual left over from your illness?
No, I think I'm good.
Right.
Was it the mess outside that got to you?
It was. There was some raccoon activity, I believe.
Oh,
overnight.
really?
Not just some.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's like a
Raccoonacane.
Yeah.
Oh, the raccoons are back.
Yeah.
Great.
Definitely back. Something's out there.
There's trash everywhere.
Is there really?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
I picked up some of it, Michael.
Thank you,
I'll get
Joe.
the rest of it.
You didn't have to do that.
Don't worry.
I walked right past it and said, Joe will get it.
Yeah. Same.
Thank you.
We have great
Good job.
confidence, Joe. All right. Jesus. What are we playing today, Carmen?
All right, today we're going to play How I Met Your Movie Villain. Can you name the movies when given how the villain is introduced?
All right.
Okay? If you can't get it, I do have the villain's name. I don't think you'll need it. Or no, yes.
All
let's
right.
hope. So your first one. Villain strangles a sheriff's deputy with his handcuffs and drives away in a stolen police car. Anton Chigurh.
That is No Country for Old Men.
Mike.
Never saw it.
Villain catches the heroes out of class without passes and in a deeply altered state, but opts not to get them in trouble as long as one of them competes in a track meet.
Breakfast Club?
Coach Walters.
The Faculty.
I don't know.
21 Jump Street. Villain recounts the exploits of the protagonist before ordering a lackey to kick them off campus.
Scream.
Dean Vernon Wormer.
Adam Miles.
Mike. Villain chases a woman through a boiler room and cuts 4 holes
Nightmare
in
on
her
Elm
dress. Galvin. Villain visits his recently deceased wife's grave and apologizes to her for the action he is about to take. He then steals chemical weapons.
Jeez.
General Hummel.
No clue.
Doctor Strange.
No.
The Rock.
Oh, yeah. Damn it.
Villain rains chaos upon New York City before asking the protagonist if they are deities.
Ghostbusters?
Geo. Villain interrogates a dairy farmer while drinking milk and smoking a comically large pipe. He then has nearly an entire
Inglourious
family
Basterds.
murdered. Galvin. This movie has an asterisk. Villain follows a golden beetle to an enchanted cave where he sends in a lackey in to recover treasure. Jafar.
Lion King.
King. Damn it.
No. No. Damn it. No.
No, I know
I'm
it.
not- I know it. I know either. Yeah.
Aladdin.
Because you think Mufasa.
Right when I said it, I knew I
Yeah.
was wrong. I knew the answer.
No points. Villain poses as a reporter at a crime scene where one of the film's protagonists, Galvin and Pap, we are halfway there.
Gio is on the board with a single point. Michael has 2, and Galvin is your leader by 1. He's winning with 3.
All
I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
Villain gains consciousness, then destroys the protagonist's computer before taking a physical form. Ultron.
Transformers?
No.
No. Idiot.
The Avengers. Age of Ultron.
Yeah.
Mike, thank you. I need the whole title for this one. What is on the paper? Okay. Villain stops a laser blast in midair before interrogating one of the heroes and ordering a village be
Star
slaughtered.
Wars: Rise of Skywalker. Damn
What is it again? Sorry.
Kylo Ren.
Oh,
Villain
Star
stops-
Wars: The Force Awakens.
it. That's it.
Oh.
I'm sorry. Star Wars. Hakuna Matata.
Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens. Your
I would,
rule.
I would give you that one.
Whose
Yeah,
rule?
well, Gio's rule.
Not my rule.
That is your rule.
Okay.
Villain is working out, seen from behind. Just prior to
Cape Fear.
walking. Galvin. Villain travels through the ward saying good morning to her patients, subtly establishing her authority
One Flew
over
Over
them.
Cuckoo's Nest.
Galvin. Villain is carried to gym class by a group of guys as rumors of her greatness are described by classmates in a montage.
Mean Girls.
Galvin. And Pap,
Damn it.
we're on the last three.
Gio, no movement. He still has a single point on the board. Michael with 3, and Galvin is your leader right now. He's winning with 6.
All right. How I Met Your Movie Villain is what we're playing, and we're on the last three. Here we go. Villain steals an artifact from the protagonist moments after it was recovered and sets an army of men armed with spears and blow darts upon him.
Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Galvin. Villain emerges from a small-scale lightning storm at Griffith
Thor.
Observatory. Completely nude after having
Terminator 2.
The Terminator.
Geo,
Oh, it's
the
just
Terminator. And your last one. This has an asterisk.
Thor.
Villain approaches the magical mirror on the wall to
Snow
ask
White and the Seven Dwarfs.
Mike Calta.
Yeah.
Your final score, Gio with 2 points on the board. Michael doubling that with 4, and Galvin is your triumphant champion today. He won with 7.
Kachaya! Woo, woo, woo! Trademark 2025. By the way, that last one, that last throwaway, I was going to double your
I
score.
know you were. I was trying.
know.
I was fighting it in
Yeah.
there. How is Hans Gruber not on there? How do we not get a Die Hard?
I don't know. How did we not get Kunth from Mike Gruber?
Easy.
Oh, boy.
Wow. All right. Good job, Galvin. What line are you playing for?
I'll go line 4, please.
Line 4. Good morning. Who's this?
Sean,
How you doing, Sean?
good. How you doing today?
Good. We got you as the winner. I'm going to put you on hold. Carmen will grab you during the break, and we will hook you up with a prize, my man.
All right, thank you, sir.
All right, buddy. Hold on. Your guy Oz Pearlman is on Fox and Friends right now.
O's.
Whatever. I was watching a thing with him the other day. I mean, he's a wizard.
Unbelievable. He does a lot of different stuff, obviously, with teams and stuff where he'll go whenever they have the NFL teams or NBA teams or whatever. He did a thing with Josh Allen, and he goes, all right, Josh, here's the football. He goes, all the receivers, anybody who's a receiver, tight end, anybody who catches the ball, whatever, stand up. They all stand up, whatever. There's a bunch of different people. And he goes, all right, now look around the room and think of who you're going to throw to first, whatever, and I'll write it down, whatever. So he does it, writes it down. He says the guy, or throws the guy, whatever, and he turns around the board and he's got it. He goes, one could be a fluke. He goes, that could be a fluke, whatever. So does it again, gets it again. Then goes, all right, we'll do one more or whatever. So think of who you're going to throw to, and he writes it down, whatever, and he goes, all right, and he goes, fake to so-and-so, and throws it to, and everyone's like, oh, turns around, fake to so-and-so, throws it.
Shut up.
Yeah. I just, how do you do that? How do you do that?
Oh, it's amazing. He did a thing with Charles Barkley and the basketball guys where I don't know what the whole premise was, but they had to guess a player, and he wrote it down, and he put it in an envelope, and he closed it, and he goes, all right, who's your player? And he goes, wait, whoever your player was, change your mind at the last minute. And he changed it and he opened it up and he got it right. It was unbelievable.
Oh, he predicted the Final Four. He did the whole thing, whatever. And I sent it to John Brennan, and he goes, "So he's a billionaire, then, right? Like he knows all this stuff."
what is the answer? The only thing I can think of is he's from the future, and he's figured out a way to pause.
I mean, obviously, he is so good at reading tells and doing all that stuff because he even says that he'll like guess your PIN code for your ATM card. He'll do that.
But
and he'll go, all right, here's a keypad, and he'll hold the person's hand. He goes 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, he goes, you paused on 4 or whatever. Or he'll do different things.
Sure.
Or he'll say, like, think of a person that you would want to have dinner with. Anyone famous, alive, dead, blah, 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 this and that. He goes, now you smiled a little bit there. He goes, so it's somebody personal. He goes, it's somebody who you knew at one time. And he goes, and now you're telling me the person's no longer here with the way you squinted your eyes or something. He reads all that stuff.
Yeah, it's amazing. I have no idea how he does
so
it. He's never been wrong. I've never seen him do anything wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure that would be harder to do.
I saw him get one wrong. He had a thing, and it was Saquon Barkley. And he said, what is something after the game that you'll have and da-da-da-da-da, this, that, and everything. He goes, describe it to me. And he goes, it's, is it colorful? And he said, yeah. And he goes, is it round? And he said, yeah. And he said, blah, 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 this and that and everything. And he goes, all right, I got it. And pulls out an orange. And Saquon goes, no. He goes, it was Skittles. And he goes, hang on a second, gets a knife, cuts it open, pours Skittles out of the thing. It's so wild.
Yeah.
How is that even possible?
I don't know.
Because he's from the future and he can pause time and then he goes, damn it, all right, I gotta get, opens the orange, fills it with Skittles, comes back, goes, wait a second.
Yeah. How great would that be, though?
What do we have coming up in news?
Coming up in news today, presidential burn, robot tipping, and dirty laundry.
Dirt. All right, Galvin, as your news. We'll take a quick break. We come back. We'll do that next. Don't forget the bone bonus keyword coming up at 8 o'clock. Your chance to win $1,000. Stand by. We'll give you the keyword at 8 o'clock. News is next on 102.5 The Bone. Some guy just, I don't understand people. Some guy just was complaining to me and Mike Olivero online that it was too expensive. Oh, don't run. I don't know. What are you telling me for? I didn't put the goddamn thing on.
Also, have you ever done a race before? Because that's about average for hunting.
But also, it's like, I ain't gonna pay $89 to go run with. Okay, then don't.
Yeah.
No one's gonna miss you, Bob. No one cares. No one cares if you show up. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, like gals, that's not too far off the price, especially for the ones that are themed.
Yeah,
They've
and
always
you're
been themed
getting
ones,
all
yeah.
of this stuff and celebrities and da-da-da-da, all the stuff afterwards, the party and everything.
My wife and daughter did a hot chocolate run one time.
Ooh,
what is that?
It was downtown Tampa, and then afterwards they gave you hot chocolate and all kinds of stuff. But yeah, that's about the price for the big themed 5Ks.
Listen, I have no idea, but all I know is that Back to the Future tonight, I don't know how much that costs, but if I didn't want to go, I wouldn't buy the tickets. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
Those sort of things.
Yeah, those are just the people that are miserable and have to point out.
Well, the guy said, I'm not going to go pay that kind of money. Okay. Well, over 6,000 people have so far, and no one there is going to miss you, Bob. I don't know that his name was Bob. I'm just saying. I hate people lately. People are just such whiny little bitches.
Entitled.
It's not even the entitled. It's like it's like I watch a lot of those Long Island audit videos of the guy where he's taking video in public and people come up to him and get in his face. I get it. He's antagonizing them. He's trying to get views. It's not so much the people that work there. It's the people that work there I'm under the impression that I have a relative right to privacy as well. But then when you start looking at the situation, you realize you're in public and you realize, okay, I don't. That's it. It's the people that walk up and they're like, it's illegal for you to do it. No, it's not.
Yeah,
I don't know what law school you went to, but it's not illegal.
That's the people that I love that are so wrong and so adamant that they're right. I love whenever people are telling cops, which, listen, all cops aren't going to know every law and know all the different stuff. But there's so many times where I don't have to have a license to drive and this and that and everything. It's like, I mean, what are you doing? If somebody's filming me, if I was walking out of the post office or walking out of the mall and someone had a camera and they were filming, I go, how you doing? And then I just keep walking. You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand why what are you doing here? This is private property or this is federal property or blah, blah, blah.
I've done a little of both, Calvin. I've ignored it, and then I've also smacked the microphone out of my face before. I mean, certain times things get a little too close for comfort. But yeah, I now
if they're antagonizing you. It's a different story.
But also, now I know that
You can't do that.
No, well, I don't not just that, but no,
There's this one guy. He calls the KULT News, and he goes to outside like a bank, and he'll just take his phone and camera and set it in front of the window, and they'll come out and complain that he's getting information off the computers. He's like, "Why did you put your computer facing the public street?"
Right. That's the onus is on you to keep your computer screen safe. Whatever. Maybe the funniest I've ever seen is the guy who is waiting out in the police parking lot. He's just hanging out there, which you're allowed to be. That says police parking only, whatever. But it's whatever. But anyways, the cop comes out there and the guy goes, "What's your name? What's your badge number? You been drinking today? You seem like you're slurring your speech," and totally gives the guy the what for and stuff, and has another guy give him a breathalyzer test.
My new favorite thing to watch is old, but for some reason they've re-ramped up again. It's Cart Narcs.
Oh,
it's where the guy confronts the people who don't put their carts away at the shopping center.
The one that throws the stickers on the car?
He throws the magnets
on the car,
He and he's so aloof the way he says it. Well, I'm who are you? I'm with Cart Narcs, and you're not. You're being a lazy bones. They make people so mad. And he's like, you didn't put your cart back in the cart thing. They make it right away, so you can put your cart over here. And he's like, yeah, I don't want to. And he goes, well, you're a lazy bones. Lazy bones. And people get so mad, and then mad. He throws magnets on their car. And they get out and they take the magnet and they're like, if you touch my car again, I'm going to shoot you. And one guy pulled a gun on him.
Oh,
yeah, it's crazy. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is 7:13 in the morning. We're about 45 minutes away from giving away $1,000 for the bonus keyword. But right now, time to check in with Galvin. He has today's news.
And now, news with Galvin on the Mike Calta Show.
You're just a lazy bones. I think that guy's a radio guy.
Yeah, I think he is too.
Good job. All right, what do we have in news today, Galvin?
Today's top story, one person was killed and 12 people were injured when a boat struck the Clearwater Ferry in Clearwater, Florida on Sunday evening. The deceased victim was identified by police as Jose Castro, 41 years old, of Palm Harbor. All of the injured individuals were people on the ferry, according to Clearwater Police Department. Baycare Health System said it received a total of 9 patients on Sunday night at 3 of their hospitals and said Monday that all but one have been treated and released. There were 45 people aboard the 40-foot ferry, including 2 crew members, when it was struck from behind by a 37-foot privately owned boat. The ferry was operated by Dennis Kemmerer, who's 64 years old, while the recreational watercraft was operated by Jeff Knight, 62 years old, police said.
We all know Jeff Knight. Not like I don't hang out with him or know him. I think I've met him a couple of times before, but he owns Knight. They do all the cable laying down. They do all the transportation. They have Janice Live. I don't know if he still owns that stuff, but that's the name, and that's a lot of money there. That's a lot of money. And that's a reason why that's a big deal is because you got a guy who's personally responsible and then is worth millions and millions of dollars, and you have all those victims on him. That's the rest of his life now. He's going to be fighting that in court. That's going to be insane. But they say he was not impaired. They say that he was not impaired during the accident, that they talked to him right afterward. But why did he go? Why did he try to leave, or why did he leave and then come back, or what? I don't know. I don't know what the situation was, but I did see the video, and the video is horrendous. The video is just a boat going right through the other boat and just keeps on going. I can't imagine. I mean, in my mind, I would think that had something to do with alcohol, of being drunk and keep going, or a huge accident where the next thing you'd hear is, Mayday, Mayday. There's been a boat accident, but there was nothing.
Yeah.
And then he came back. I don't know if he figured he'd never get away with it, or if. I don't know what the reason is that he was not immediately available at the scene.
They said the boat ramp was like 3 miles away.
Yeah.
So it's like, how is that not hit and run if you just left? And all these people are hurt in the water. And
well, that's what I'm saying. There should be a Mayday call immediately after that happened.
All right, see, I'm out of here. The fact that they left is very, very odd.
I think my first response is the throttle was stuck. I don't know.
I mean, look, an accident's going to happen if you're sober. If you're sober and you say, I don't know what happened. It was an accident. The throttle was stuck. Yeah, we all took. But evidently, he got checked out, and they said he was not impaired.
Because there were like 6 people on his boat.
On his boat,
yeah.
Also, we just talked about this the other day. another ferry that we didn't.
Yeah, I know,
used?
right?
There's a lot of
Yeah.
ferries going on in this
Yeah.
town that none of us are aware of.
Yeah, that's just to leave seems very odd when clearly a lot of people were injured and hurt.
Panic
and-
sets in.
They said
Panic sets in, and you do dumb things when panic sets in. So
Yeah.
you may be leaving a situation, you don't know what to do, and then you get there and calm heads prevail, and you go, "I got to call the police. I got to tell him.
Yeah.
I got to tell him what happened."
They said that he was very cooperative and voluntarily took a breathalyzer test that showed no alcohol, registered no alcohol in his
Is
system.
there proof
He's
he was
older
driving?
though, right?
He's 62.
Is
I
there
mean-
proof that he's driving? I don't see that.
That's what I'm saying. Like, how do you prove that he was driving? There could have been somebody else on the boat driving. Like, if my son's on the boat and he's drunk and he's driving and it happens, I may at 62 say, "I'll take the heat. I'll take the pinch."
Yeah,
You
I don't
know?
know. Seems suspicious to me.
Oh, it's definitely
Suspicious.
suspicious. And also,
Leaving the site of a horrific accident to a boat ramp 3 miles away seems very odd.
I don't know this to be a fact. So I'm telling you what I've read online, that he is connected with the death of another person on the water. That is according to Twitter, which is never fully accurate.
Yeah, I think
so
I
don't
saw an
know.
article about a wrongful death lawsuit that had happened a couple years back.
Also on a boat.
Also on a boat. Yeah.
So I don't know if the situations are related or not. If it was
Yeah.
also a stuck throttle, I don't know what the deal was.
It just seems odd to leave.
It seems odd to leave. It also seems odd to rip through another boat.
Yeah.
Like, what would cause that?
Like the people from the ferry are describing it, and the police described it as like a horrific scene. And this guy just backed up his boat and took off and got to that boat ramp as quick as possible, it seems.
There are a lot of people online that seem to have inside information that have been adding me on X all day yesterday. So if you want to grow some balls and call the show, 800-771-1025, I'd be happy to talk to people.
It does say that there was a Mayday call from the ferry. So
the ferry, yeah.
one of the ferry.
Yeah, but
members
if
of the-
I would think that if I made that mistake and I'm still alive, that would be the first thing I would do is say, "Holy cow, we have a problem."
yeah,
Because he was also on a smaller boat, right, compared to the ferry.
It looks
It's a pretty big boat.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
But it's not
it's
a
got
ferry.
6 passengers on it.
The
Yeah.
video, when you see the boat hit the ferry, it's horrific.
It
It's-
rips right through
I mean,
it.
it hits it crazy. And
Well,
just
the fact
jumps, almost jumps up over the back of
Yeah.
the boat.
the fact that you have a casualty in this too, that's a big deal. So.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Everybody on that boat has a lawsuit.
Mm.
Everybody from the captains to the passengers to the deceased people, everybody on that boat has a lawsuit now, all going after a guy who's worth millions of dollars.
Right.
So I
Who
don't know
left the scene.
who left the scene exactly. So it seems to me like that's the rest of his life. That's
Yeah.
what he's dealing with.
Last night, your Tampa Bay Lightning were 3 minutes and 47 seconds away from leaving South Florida with 2 wins in a tied series. Instead, the Florida Panthers scored twice in 11 seconds to take the lead and added an empty net goal to pick up a 4-2 win and a dominating 3-1 lead in the series. More bad news for the Lightning. With less than 9 minutes left in the second period, Brandon Hagel was pulled from the game because of concussion concerns after a hit from Ekblad. Hagel missed the rest of the game. The series comes back to Tampa tomorrow night for Game 5 right here at Amalie Arena at 7:30 p.m. You can hear it right here on 102.5 The Bone. Yeah, so is that crazy? The Lightning scored 2 goals in 11 seconds,
Yeah.
and then the Panthers scored
Yeah.
2 goals in 11 seconds.
That's insane.
Yeah.
I haven't gone to any of the games yet. I don't know.
Well, I got to be honest with you. It can't hurt. It's not like,
No,
you
at
know, a
this
lot
point,
of times
yeah.
where we go, oh, well, you haven't gone and this and that and jinxy jinx. You know, you're down 3-1. It's not like
When there was the no call on Hagel, Cooper was so
I
mad.
saw it. Yeah.
so mad. And then we come right back and score 2 goals in like 11 seconds.
Yeah, it was great.
And you could read his lips what he was saying.
Oh, yeah.
And it was
And-
awesome.
You don't see Cooper usually get that animated. You know what I mean? Like he'll be upset and you'll see it in his face, whatever, but you don't see him that.
When the Lightning scored that second goal, he's pumping his fist and he goes F right
Yeah.
off. I was like that.
I mean, they had the camera on him.
Oh,
Perfect. It's
that
a
was
great
that
video.
was one of the coolest things I've ever seen out of a coach ever. He's like F right off, and
Then
then
it sucks.
but then to have it happen to the Lightning was crazy to
Yeah.
see.
Yeah.
2 goals that quickly.
That's why not only hockey, but playoff hockey is so exciting
Oh.
because literally 2 goals in 11 seconds and then 2 more goals in 11 seconds. You're like, what is going on?
I never feel safe like
No,
when you're watching a
and
game.
you
Like,
can't.
oh no,
I mean, they were under 4 minutes away from taking the win.
yeah.
And then all of that in the last, 3 minutes, you're like, Jesus.
Then they get
come
the
on.
empty netter too. It was like,
Yeah.
oh damn it, man.
Well, so now next game 5 is tomorrow night, and it's a must-win for Tampa Bay. It'll be happening at Emily Arena at 7:30. So check that out.
Man, what a rivalry! It's crazy to watch.
Well,
So much fun.
It's so funny because we always talk about, people are like, oh, Florida hockey, blah, blah, blah. Listen, hockey comes through Florida.
Yeah.
That's the way it is because the playoffs and, whoever it is,
Every year.
Lightning or the Panthers are going to the Stanley Cup, More sports news, sort of. The Philadelphia Eagles visited the White House yesterday, minus quarterback Jalen Hurts and several other players. President Trump even took a shot at Chiefs fan Taylor Swift. POTUS said it was an incredible game, a little surprising, but right from the beginning of the quarter of the big game, which I was there, I watched in person. I was there along with Taylor Swift. How'd that work out?
He's such a ball buster.
Yeah. Jalen Hurts had a scheduling conflict.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I saw people giving Saquon Barkley a bunch of crap because he was golfing with Trump.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think there's a sitting president that I wouldn't have golfed with at any time in my lifetime. You know what I mean? I would have went out there with Bush. I would have went out there with Clinton. I would have went out there with any of them.
He said he also has golfed with Obama, so it's more about the office of the presidency as opposed to the person.
By the way,
crazy.
Saquon Barkley seems like a bad guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
I mean, everything the guy does, he seems like the nicest guy in the world.
Yeah, but then of course, how the internet works, they went through and started digging up his old tweets of him criticizing Trump and Black Lives Matter.
So what? You can still go golfing with the sitting president, and that doesn't matter. It's history. I don't understand. You have an opportunity to do that, and an opportunity to bend his ear while you're golfing with him and say, "Hey, can I run something by you?"
That's how the internet works.
Yeah. By the way, that's literally like the fact that you criticize someone and then go and do something. That'd be like, you had an argument with your wife. Why are you not divorced? Why are you still with your wife? You argued with her that one time, remember? So now you should be divorced.
It's like saying you would never let your son go to the Browns, then let him go to the Browns.
Yeah, same thing. Same thing.
Browns have all the quarterbacks.
What a mess.
A new poll asked people how they're using AI. Top 2 responses were what? How people are using AI.
Well, clearly everybody wants to make an action figure out of themselves.
Yep.
You're using it to...
That's number 2, by the way.
Is it really? Pictures?
To amuse themselves.
Amuse me, yeah. I mean, I'm using mine the same way I'd use Google.
I think people...
To do what?
To look things up.
That's number 1. To answer questions.
Yeah.
Number 1 is to answer questions. Number 2 is to amuse yourself.
What were you going to say, Carmen?
I was going to say, I think people are using it for work. Like task.
Definitely. I mean, my son is very, very upfront about the fact that he's graduated high school because of ChatGPT. Like I'm sure it wrote all his papers and all that stuff, and I don't care. I know that we've used it before on the show. Can I give a little confession?
Sure.
Terrible. Oh, I know.
I know you know.
I know.
I know you know. Do you know?
I don't know. Maybe.
It's not hard to figure out.
What? You know too?
I'm just going to, I'm guessing.
I wrote it down.
Okay, Carmen, guess.
You used it for your 6 at 9.
100%.
Yeah.
And they were all terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah. I used it, but I'll be honest with you. I put it in for 6 at 9 for one of them, and I couldn't think of one. And then it gave me an answer, and then I tweaked it, and I made it, legit. But I tried to do it for 6 and 9 because I couldn't come up with anything.
So we know that AI is not funny,
right?
Yeah.
I mean, the truth is, I said to it, write a punchline for this story in the style of a late night edgy talk show, and it just gives you the same lame response we would have written if I would have thought of it.
Yeah.
But it was.
You know what it didn't give you? Pissy Pete.
Pissy Pete. True.
Take that AI.
Dude, have you used the visual camera mode on the AI yet?
I don't know what that is.
So on ChatGPT in the app, you can open up the camera and you point it around the room and it'll tell you what's in the room.
Oh, really?
It'll be like, that is Mike Calta. He's wearing a black lightning shirt. And
wow.
Yeah.
It tried to give me a diagram of my house, and I said, no, thank you, because I needed help doing something.
Right.
And it was like, we can help you lay out a diagram so you know where to do everything. And I was like, no, I'm good.
Here's what I wish it could do, okay? I have Superheat and Air put in a thermostat for me that is controlled by Wi-Fi, and for some reason it jumped off the network, and I can't get it back on the network. I wish that I can go ChatGPT, connect that to the network, and it just jump on. That would be
or if you could go
It's got a visual mode.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Or if you could say, hey, put my password in for whatever. Like
Yeah.
whenever you have to put your password in again, and you're like, I don't know. What
Like,
the
you know,
hell is-
whenever on Star Wars, when they land somewhere and they go, R2, open that door. And R2 could just and open the door. This is how strong AI is. When the camera's on Geo, it picks up the picture of me as Kramer on the wall back there,
Yeah.
and it strikes us. It doesn't give it a copyright strike because they think it's really Kramer.
Oh, really?
Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
Geo, keep your head center.
That
Yeah, there you go. Perfect.
is weird. You just made me think of something though. So with the thing and the passwords, I had something, but I totally forgot now.
Like a new idea?
No. I was thinking of stuff that he can do, but I don't know. I totally lost
I
it.
wonder if I recognize that logo. Let me see.
The Mike Calta logo?
Yeah, what am I looking at right
No
now?
worries. It happens to all of us.
Oh,
If you
Geo.
remember what you wanted to say, just
What?
let me know.
She's listening to me.
What am I looking at right now?
It looks like you're in a radio studio with some microphones, a mixing board, and a few people working at their desks.
Wow.
There are some posters and a flag on the wall, and it seems like a pretty busy and lively environment.
Yeah, right, it is.
Yeah.
All right.
What do you say about the old man in the corner in the red jacket?
I see someone in a red jacket at a desk with a microphone. They look pretty focused, likely involved in the radio show.
I thought it was
Is
going
there
to say.
something specific you want me to
Ask how old
notice
are
or
you?
comment on about him?
Yeah, how old do you think he is?
It's hard to say for sure just from looking, but he seems middle-aged.
Yeah.
The long hair and the mustache give him a distinctive look, but age
See
can be
that?
tough to pinpoint.
Does he look like a successful person?
He definitely looks confident and comfortable in his
That's
environment.
not
Which
successful.
can be a sign of success. It's
right.
tough to judge someone.
Thank you.
Would you describe him as a scumbag?
Isn't that crazy though?
That is creepy. Did you pay for it?
No.
Okay.
It's just a new feature on ChatGPT that
Oh.
I got an email about it. It was like the video mode, and you can just point it around the room, like, what am I looking at? And it'll figure it out.
So
Oh.
I pay for it.
Do you?
Yeah, you know why? All right, tell the bitch to shut up now. I pay for it because the way that they get you to pay for it is you really start using it, and then when you need it for something, it goes, "You've reached your limit."
Nah,
You're like, whoa!
yeah.
I'm writing papers now.
I'm telling you, you got to watch Black Mirror. Black Mirror is so
Yeah.
good, and it
Really?
has a thing like that. No, but what I was thinking was, what is it, Wayfair or Amazon or those different things? If you looking at furniture, and they'll be like, we can show it to you what it'll look like in your room,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
and you have
yeah,
that,
yeah.
which they've been doing that for quite some
the
time.
crazy thing to me is, like, if this is just on my phone,
Yeah.
imagine what they really. This is just a dumb app on my phone,
Right.
Like the supercomputers and stuff. Imagine what they really have
No.
in, like, these big technology companies.
Oh, I was blown away. Do you remember when they used to have the thing where you could take video and it would just have explosions? Like people blow that. I was like, that's amazing.
Yeah.
I remember when my son was doing that. I go, you made me blow up. That's crazy.
When they first started doing like the the Snapchat filters, where they put like a monkey on your
Yeah,
head.
yeah.
I was like, this is amazing.
I still love those.
yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty insane how far we've come. Here's something else I was talking to Pete about this weekend. Is a couple of months ago, they used radar and realized below the pyramids were just miles of I don't know, columns, and underneath, placed out mathematically to where they realized no human could have actually done it. Yeah. And then they just stopped talking about it. Like, that was it. Then it just went away, and they were like, "Yeah." Oh.
Well,
So turned out we were wrong. There's aliens.
ladies went to space, so we don't
Yeah.
want to talk about it
So
anymore.
amazing. To me.
So speaking of all the AI stuff, would you tip a robot for delivery?
No.
You know how they have like literally everything? It's like, hey, so they're going to ask you
Sure.
a few questions and turn this around.
No, you don't tip a robot because robots are not dependent on the money, and also you can't hurt their feelings because they don't have feelings.
All right, so you say no.
I say no on tipping a robot.
Joe, you tipping a robot?
No way.
Gio?
Yes, I'm tipping the robot.
Why would
are.
you tip a robot?
Because I feel like somebody is running the robot who deserves the tip.
Carmen, you tipping a robot?
I'll give it like $1 because,
Yeah.
like Gio said,
That's
someone
somebody's
had to-
robot.
had to put in those coordinates and
Okay,
stuff
but
like that.
okay, when you go to a kiosk thing, whatever, and you order your stuff by yourself, like at McDonald's or whatever, are you tipping there?
No.
No.
If it gave you an
McDonald's is
option?
the one that people do not want to tip.
But I mean, if it gave you an option, why wouldn't you? If you're going to tip a robot, why aren't you tipping the?
Well, I just say, I feel like if somebody's delivering my food, even if it's
Someone isn't.
via robot,
Listen, Galvin, they're listening, so I'm trying to stay on their good side.
Yeah.
So I'm saying yes. But
Well,
in reality, no.
96% of people said that they would not tip a robot for delivery.
No, but it would be nice to have a guilt-free delivery without having to feel like you had to tip them 20%.
I had to deal with a delivery person the other day. I was getting Uber Eats, and they messaged me, and they said, gate code's not working. And I go, make sure you're hitting star and not pound. I am. And I go, okay, do I need to come to you? And then they were at my door, and I went, oh, really?
Star.
It's star, not pound.
Have you seen the viral video where the woman is delivering Uber Eats and she tries to tip her cash? She's like, no, just take it, because she wrote a note inside the bag.
Oh yeah,
Oh, really?
Yeah,
she
she
wrote a
was
note.
like, she goes, I'm sorry, I wrote a note because you didn't leave a tip on the app and this and that. And she goes, I was in tip you cash.
Yeah, she's got like $10 cash. She's like,
Yeah.
no. She's like, please, just keep it. She's like, I wrote something very bad inside.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm so sorry, you didn't put a tip on the app.
I still have no idea how that works on the driver's side of things. Whether they can see the tip up front, whether they anything, because I always tip pretty well. I'm tipping you at least $10.
No, they can see the tip because that's how they decide what to take.
That's what I would
Right.
think.
Right?
But apparently,
I
don't.
thought no.
Why are you taking it if it's a 0 tip and you're mad and you're writing notes in the bag? You know what I mean?
I think they all operate
thought-
differently. Like there's like Grubhub and DoorDash and Uber Eats.
Yeah.
But I thought it was they get the tip afterwards because I remember I did like what is it, the ships?
They get it afterwards, but I think they see it beforehand.
I don't think so.
I don't
You
think so
see-
because you're not. You know how many people are tipping $3 on a thing and they're probably like, "Damn, beat it! I'm not taking that
Oh,
one."
really?
Yeah.
they can see the delivery charge because they get paid from the app for delivering it. So I think they can see how much they're
That's
going
true,
to
Galvin. So
make.
if they're only getting $3, but it's on top of the $8 that they're getting from the delivery charge.
Yeah,
Right.
But
Yeah.
I would imagine there's a lot of people that are just sitting in their car and being like, "Nope, $15, bing, that's me. Here I
Yeah.
come." You know what I mean?
I'm surprised how much you guys use Uber Eats. I never use Uber
Carmen,
Eats.
can you see
Yeah.
if line 1 happens to be an Uber Eats driver? Okay.
It's crazy how much I use Uber Eats, and I try and cut down on
Yeah,
it.
because it's so much more expensive.
It's so Gio,
Well-
it's
Crazy.
so much more expensive.
The guard gate, when we first moved in here, I went by the guards one time and I go, are we the number one Uber Eats driver, Uber Eats orderers in there? And the guy goes, no. He goes, some people have Uber Eats on their permanent list to let
That's
them in every
crazy.
time. And I went, that's ridiculous. Now I'm like, they're here 4 nights a week for
Like,
sure.
You're like, that's ridiculous. Do that for me also.
Yeah,
Do that.
yeah.
During COVID, I used it a bunch, and
Yeah.
that was it. Once,
Well, I think that's what kicked it off. I think
Yeah.
COVID really kicked it off. We still have it where you leave it on the doorstep and we don't talk to anybody.
yeah, I don't like
Same.
the hidden fees and
Yeah,
the
nobody likes them.
The sandwich costs $18 on Uber Eats, but it really costs $12
Oh.
if you just went and picked it up or had their driver bring
It's
it.
crazy, Gio, because not only that, like I'll get Uber Eats or something, then my wife will get home and go, "I'm hungry. Are you hungry?" And I'm like, "No." But then she wants something, so she gets one individual thing. And it's crazy. And then I feel like I have to get something just to do it. But then also, there'll be times I come home from the grocery store, put all the groceries away, and go, "I don't want to eat any of that stuff. I want Uber Eats."
Oh, you still go to the grocery store? Because we used to have everything delivered to the house.
Oh, jeez.
That's the next step. The next step is when you're
You
paying.
really loved COVID life.
I do.
Just,
never leave.
Everybody just brings everything to you.
You know how great it is when you just were like, I need something for dinner tonight, and then next thing you know, they just drop off everything in their front doorstep. It's wonderful.
amazing.
Jim Gaffigan has a bit about that, about getting everything delivered and stuff. He goes, "It's going to get to the point where you're just sitting in your bathtub and they chew up the food and spit it in your mouth."
I'd be fine with that. Carmen, what do we have on the phone lines?
We got some drivers from DoorDash.
All right, what do you got? Who do you drive for?
DoorDash.
Okay, and what's the thing? So I order. When do you know what the tip is?
I don't officially know when the tip is until after it's done, but I can have a pretty good idea. If it's a short run from, say, 3 miles to 5 miles or something, DoorDash pays very minimal, like $2 to $3 a run. If
Okay.
it's just a basic run. So I can kind of figure out what my tip's going to be. If my whole run is only paying me $3, then I know that that customer is not tipping me. So we can tell by what our initial payment's going to be.
Oh, so it's already worked in. Your payment's already worked in with the tip.
Yes, correct. So
Ah.
yeah, it is. When it says I'm getting paid $5 for this thing, that's my tip. Unless, like you said, the customers pay cash once in a while, or actually after you do the run, they can add more to the tip if they want.
I've done that
But
before.
but in general, 90% is there's my money. I can kind of figure out what I'm getting and what I'm doing, and that's what DoorDash, and I have to assume the others, but that's what DoorDash does.
I have two questions for you. One, can you see a history of what we tip, like we can see a history of your driving, how good the delivery was? And two, are there really people that don't tip when they get delivery?
First question, no. We cannot see your history at all.
Too bad.
Because they don't want us to know anything about you. Even your last name just has a letter.
Yeah.
We don't have a name. They don't want us going back. Even after we've made the delivery, then it's all erased, so we can't go back and in case you didn't tip us to do that. But you're right. There are people who don't tip, and when I first started working for them, it really upset me or pissed me off, so to speak. And sometimes things might happen to their food that isn't the best.
See, that's also why I don't do Uber Eats.
That's what I'm afraid of.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what I would be afraid. I mean, nothing major, but sometimes, it's just like, oh. But anyways, I've learned that they do rate us, and our ratings affect how we work and this and that. So I've learned to kind of calm myself down and deal with it. Because some people will give me a $20 tip, so that will kind of compensate. So it all works out. It all works out in the end. So I've learned to slow my roll on that aspect.
All right, thank you, buddy. There's a couple more people. I have some more questions.
No,
Good morning.
There's a sticker here. There's no way they can mess with it.
Yeah. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Yes. Who do you drive for, sir?
Hey, DoorDash.
DoorDash, same as that guy. Now, have you ever delivered to a celebrity?
No.
Okay. Well, I'm just.
You wouldn't really know anyway.
Well, I mean, if you're not leaving it, maybe if you're meeting them at the door.
Barely anybody ever does that.
Oh, really? Huh? They just tell you to leave it there.
Yeah, about 98% probably.
Yeah. All right. Thank you. You missed the personality. Mike Calta Show. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Good. I was hoping to God there'd be a woman on there. How are you? Now, who do you drive for?
Good. I actually do several of the platforms. I do Shipt and Instacart, which are the grocery ones. Instacart also does food. But they do add for Shipt. You don't see the tip at all up front.
Really? Because I tip a lot. That's expensive. Because if you got to think about it. If you're getting $300 worth of groceries, you're tipping $60 on that, and you don't see that up front.
No, you don't see it up front. Now you can be matched with your shopper with Shipt. So we have preferred members, so we know that we've delivered to them in the past, and so we have a history of their tips.
Okay.
But the tip, if you pre-tip when you put your order in, we don't see the tip with Shipt for 2 hours.
Oh, wow.
But so you can add a tip anytime.
So what is the best thing, let's say for Shipt and Instacart and all that, what is the best thing from your point of view? What is the best way for me to do it and how much to give you? And realistically, not a ridiculous tip.
Okay, well, with Instacart, we do see the tip up front.
Okay.
So we know when we claim the order what you've tipped. That doesn't mean you can't add one later, but typically, in my experience, if someone hasn't tipped with Instacart, they don't tip. And there are a lot that don't tip. More with Instacart than with Shipt.
What is an average tip for Instacart? Are they doing 20% or are they doing 10%? How does that usually work?
Oh gosh, no, it's so minimal.
Really?
Oh yeah, I'm so selective with Instacart because I can see the tip up front. I've only done Instacart for about a year. Shipt I've done for 10 years. So I know Shipt's way better, and even though you can't see the tips up front, it's nice because you have the members that you're matched with.
Right.
And I would say Shipt. I would say about based off the orders I take because I have so many preferreds. I have about 80% of my customers that tip. With Instacart, I would say it's about 50%.
See, I always over tip, and I wonder what my wife tips because my wife's a little bit more frugal, if you know what I'm saying. But I don't know. I wonder what but she's got to tip pretty good. And then also at the same time, I feel awful when I look at the Ring camera and I see some woman dragging 50 bags to my front door. I'm like, oh God, I hope we tipped her good.
I think that's what people don't understand when it comes to the grocery side of it, as opposed to the DoorDash or the Uber Eats side. We're going into the store, we're lifting water, cases of water, 10 cases of water in Costco sometimes, loading them in our car, taking them out of our car, taking them to the porch.
It's a pain in the
I mean,
ass.
it's a lot of work. Yeah, it's a lot of work. So, I mean, there's a lot more involved in grocery shopping than there is obviously in just picking up a bag at Wendy's and dropping it off at someone's house.
Let me
But
ask you this.
I think a fair tip is 20%.
Okay.
Let me ask you this: whenever you're delivering just like food, like a meal, whatever, you ever get a "What's up"?
Yeah, that's the other thing. That's why I was hoping
Yeah.
a woman would answer. I mean, we're still
No, really, no.
we're dying for that.
Over the years, there's been a couple creepy people, but you can just be unmatched with those people. If you feel uncomfortable, you can just let them know, and they'll unmatch you with that person, so you never see that address again. And you never have to take anything. I mean, the bottom line is that you see the order before it comes in. You know they don't give you the address for DoorDash and Uber Eats, but you can see the map and zoom in and see where it's at. So you can kind of pinpoint if you think it's a specific person that you've delivered to before that you don't want to deliver to. You
Right.
can just zoom in and kind of get an idea. But yeah, with Uber Eats, it's I don't do much Uber Eats because it's just not worth it. I mean, most orders pay like $5, and that's usually including the tip. It'll tell you that it includes the tip.
Wow.
And it's like $5, and you're going like to University Mall from Citrus Park or something like that.
What's a good day for you, if you don't mind? I don't know, like if you worked shipped Instacart, Uber, at the end of the day, what's a good day?
So 90% of my week is shipped. My goal every week is between 1,000 and 1,200.
Wow.
That has changed throughout the years. During COVID, I made almost $3,000 a week.
Wow. Yeah, because nobody was going out.
Yeah. Yes, I made a lot of money during COVID, but on average, I make $40,000 to $50,000 a year with ships.
That's pretty good, and you're working for it. I got to tell you, just me and you, we loved COVID. I wish COVID would come back.
Yeah.
I know. I would like COVID to come back without the dead people. But yes,
You know what?
I
feel like it weeded the right people out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, maybe you could go there, but yeah, I like the streets being empty. I like the stores being empty. You know, I loved all of that, and I loved making all that money.
What is your first name, Pumpkin?
Heidi.
Heidi. I'm going to put you on hold. Carmen, will you hook Heidi up with some sort of tickets or something?
Yeah, of course.
Thank you, Heidi. I appreciate the information.
Thank you so much. Have a great day, Mike.
You too. Hold on, Pumpkin. She's on line 3.
Got it.
Yeah, because like Uber Eats and so I don't know, I've never had shipped or whatever, but they'll have the picture of the driver or whatever, and there has been few and far between whatever, but you're like, what is going on?
Yeah. Every
up?
once in a while, there's a hot one.
And then I'll go over and peek out the blinds and be like, is that really here?
I have shipped and Instacart because one goes to Publix and one goes to Costco. So every once in a while, I need something from Costco, and I'll have to use the other one. But we use it a lot. We had it yesterday. We had a shipped order yesterday that came in. They bring all this stuff right to the front door. It's fantastic. I mean, it's especially good when your husband's really lazy and your wife is busy. You know what I mean? My wife was ordering groceries while she was working, doing something else. Then when she's in the gym, they came and they were delivered. I put them away. That's my part. That's my part of the group is to put them away. I think it's been the best thing, and really we should need to stop and realize COVID was good for society.
I have a hot or not for you guys.
Okay, good.
Back into it. An Ohio woman allegedly told a mother that she hoped her 11-year-old daughter would die after slamming her head into a slide. 20-year-old Destiny Scott, by the way, Destiny spelled Destany. Destiny Scott was taken into custody after she allegedly attacked an 11-year-old girl at a public park in Canton, Ohio. Scott was detained on the scene during an argument with the child's mother, Paige DeShong, who claimed that Scott repeatedly slammed her daughter's head off the metal portion of a slide. The report also states that Scott told DeShong that she hopes her daughter dies while she was being arrested. That's when DeShong ran at Scott and was arrested on a charge of disorderly conduct for obstructing official business. Scott was charged with felonious assault, aggravated assault, resisting arrest, obstructing official business, and disorderly conduct. So she's from Ohio. She's 20 years old, Destiny Scott. She's slamming an 11-year-old's head into the slide and telling her mother that she hopes that the daughter dies. Mike Calta, hot or not?
Not only is she not hot, I'm going to describe her in one word.
All right. Gia, what do you think?
I think Destiny's hot.
Destiny's hot?
20 years old, punching kids.
Yeah.
Hope you die. That's hot.
All right. Carmen, what do you got?
20-year-old punching kids. But it's not her kid. I got to say, not hot.
Not hot.
If
Not
it was
hot.
her kid, it would be hot.
Oh,
but it's
okay.
not her kid, so she's not hot.
Interesting. All right. So Mike and Carmen both say not hot. Gio says hot. Joe has it on Mo TV. You guys have it on your phone. Take a look.
Yeah, Gio, that's your type.
I mean, that's
Not only
I was wrong, but also not hot.
Pete face.
oh,
Yeah, she does have Pete face.
not only not hot, but how is she 20? She
Oh,
looks
yeah.
like she's 48.
That's
Yeah.
rough.
She's got an old sailor's face.
Yeah.
What is going on?
She looks like remember the bitter beer face?
Yeah.
She's got that thing going on.
That's
She
not
looks like
good.
she can take her teeth out.
Yeah, she does look like she has gums in there.
She's a type of girl that says, "Hey, pull my finger."
Yo, yeah.
Ugh.
Ugh. That is rough.
Oh man.
This guy, some people just aren't good at their job. Some people just don't know what they're doing. A bank robber was caught because he ran a red light and the camera caught the license plate
Ugh.
of his rental car, which he rented under his own phone number and name and everything. So,
Everyone knows if you're going to commit a crime in a car, you steal the car.
yeah,
You steal
Then
the
just
car.
ditch
It's just
it.
another
Yeah.
crime.
right,
And then
exactly.
you ditch it and you
Yeah.
set it on fire.
Yeah,
Duh.
crazy.
We've all seen Heat.
Today is two different national. Well, it's a national and international.
Oh.
Today is international, which fits right with your thing. International Dance Day because you dance internationally.
It's true.
You don't.
It's true. It's the only time I let it free is when I'm on international water.
Yeah, or in
other
another country
countries,
or
yeah.
something. And today is also National Shrimp Scampi Day.
Oh, all right.
I like
Gross.
shrimp. Oh, really?
Yeah. it's-
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
you don't
remember?
like
He doesn't like the shrimp.
garlic
Yeah.
shrimp. Is it the shrimp or the garlic?
Or is it your wife?
It's probably all three.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
come on.
The smell, just
Oh, if I came
seafood,
home.
garlic and butter.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be
Yeah.
fantastic.
Oh, the worst.
You know, we always got to eat healthy in this house.
I got to
Yeah.
tell
Be
you,
surprised.
one of the most pleasing smells there is butter and onions in a frying pan.
Yeah.
Whatever else you're throwing in there is great. But or
Garlic.
even like oil in the onions, whatever. Yeah, it just smells so good.
Garlic shrimp in
Yeah.
a cast iron pan.
Oh,
And it's
now
like-
we're talking.
Talk to me.
She's cooking way too on high, so it's smoking the whole
little burnt.
house.
Yeah.
Can't even see.
Yeah.
I'll divorce you for that.
Oh.
I bought a cast iron skillet and didn't know how to take care of it.
Mm.
Oh no.
And then I had to buy another cast iron skillet, but didn't bother to learn how to take care of it. I think I'm just going through cast iron skillets. I don't know.
They're
And then-
not disposable.
No, well,
No.
and they're like, you can learn how to fix it. You could put water, and some guy puts a car battery in there, and I'm like, oh, I'm not just. buying
Yeah,
that.
I don't need homework.
That's all we use is cast iron.
Yeah, but how do you clean it?
Well, you don't use soap.
Right.
Yeah.
You
You
like
just-
oil it and stuff.
Yeah, you gotta
And
season
then, if you have some like tough spots, you can use like really coarse salt,
Yeah.
like the really
Yeah.
big grains, and you put that on with a little water. And then Gio actually sent it to me. There's a certain sponge that you
Yeah.
can use, which is like, I don't even really know what it's made of, but it's some type of metal.
Yeah, it's like
and
a
mesh and
right.
But that's what you get the tough stuff off of with,
Yeah.
and then you re-oil it, and then you heat it up.
This
Yeah.
is why I
It's
use
a
Uber
lot.
Eats.
Yeah. Right.
I get it.
For 20%.
Yeah.
You don't have to deal with any of that stuff.
It's too much. It's too much. This is pretty interesting. So there is a podcast called Crime Time Tea Time, and they were talking about another podcast. So that's a true crime podcast. They were talking about something that Gabby Petito's mom said while she was on Taylor Lautner's podcast.
Who knew that Taylor Lautner had a podcast?
Right, with his wife.
With his
Yeah.
wife.
Who's
And-
also named Taylor Lautner.
Oh, is she really
Yeah.
Taylor? Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah. So they have a podcast together, and Gabby Petito's mom was on there, and she had something to say about Brian Laundrie and about how he died. Taking a listen to this. This is the whole thing. Here it is from Crime Time Tea Time.
Gabby Petito's mother, Nicole Schmidt, just made a shocking admission. Nicole is publicly stating she does not believe Brian Laundrie killed himself and instead was murdered by one or both of his parents. So last week, Nicole was on a podcast called The Squeeze, which is hosted by everyone's favorite werewolf, Taylor Lautner, and his wife, Tay Dome. When the three were talking about how completely unhelpful the Laundries were throughout the entire investigation, Nicole says that Roberta is, quote, a sociopath of some sort. She then says this about Brian.
I don't think he killed himself. I think either his father did or she did. why do you think one of the parents would want to have killed him?
Better than going to jail or facing what you did. I don't find it implausible. I think that it's very possible that they did something.
Nicole also revealed something that she says she just learned 2 weeks ago. She claims that while Brian was missing/dead in the Carlton Reserve, there was a guest inside the laundry house, and that guest said that while Brian was in the Carlton Reserve, his parents, Christopher and Roberta Laundrie, completely renovated his bedroom, cleaned everything out of it. Tell me that's not bizarre if he's just missing.
Yeah, I mean, I think they just assumed that he was either going to go away, but why would they? I don't know why they would do the bedroom.
But did you watch the thing on Netflix?
No.
About the whole thing?
I watched some of it.
His parents, I'm like, I get it. You can't control your kid and what they did, but the note that the mom gave to him.
No, the burn after reading.
Burn after reading, I'll be there with a shovel, this and that. And then on top of that, they come to the house and they're completely like, nope, we don't care. Shut the door. We're not talking. Nope. It's like,
but hold on, let me jump in for a second real quick. When you see any of these shows that you watch, the 48 hours, the 2020s, the 60 minutes, all that, they show some sort of murder story. The number one problem is that the husband, who has nothing to do with the murder, is, I didn't do anything. I'll cooperate and tell you whatever I want. And then what do? They take all the information, they try to pin it on the husband, and they make it look like he's the one who did it. The smartest thing they ever did was not talk to anybody.
Yeah,
Right.
and that's a big thing for sure, and especially if you have a lawyer immediately, and you should have a lawyer because you don't know all the ins and outs. You don't know that the cops can lie to you. You don't know these things. You may not know that, but the way they came across, it was very weird, and it was very kind of we know what our son did.
But
And
don't you think that they just assume, hey, look, we know them, we think he did it, but now we're in protect our son mode?
Yeah, I do. I do, but also...
Do you think that I mean, this is not even a logical question, but do you think, I would think that I would sit down with my son and I would say, son, you've made a horrendous mistake here, and you have to stand up like a man and take what's coming to you, and do this the right way. I would have to have that conversation with Joey, and it would tear my heart out. But I would have to do that. I could never bring myself to kill him.
Yeah, that's pretty wild.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, obviously anything is possible. I don't know whether they did or not, what she's claiming and stuff. But also, it could be a case of them saying, we know what you're going to do when you go into the woods and you go into the preserve.
Well, yeah, that burn after reading note was in his belongings when they found his body.
Right.
He had a bag and it was in there.
Yeah. I mean, I think they must have known what was going to happen, and it's horrible for both the parents. I mean, the Petito family has to go through it because they lost their daughter, and now the other family is going to lose their son. It's not like one. You can't be mad at the parents. They're going through the same thing that you went through.
I think really, if we're being honest, the worst thing to come out of this entire thing is I didn't get points for Brian Laundrie for the death pool.
I mean, he's not a celebrity.
I mean, it's crazy.
But I will say this, because on the Netflix thing, they did say, like, when they found her body and the way it was, like, she did not die instantly. So when they were looking for him and trying to get answers from him, there was a possibility that they could have found and saved her.
Yeah. I mean, or that she was already dead, but it didn't happen right away.
When Petito's family was trying to find her and find out what was going on, they made it look like Brian Laundrie's parents already knew where she was, what happened. They knew all, and they were withholding that.
Yeah, that's crappy.
Right.
That's crappy if that's the case.
That was even before they realized she was dead. They're trying to do you know anything? And then he's there.
At the same time, they're still trying to look out for their own son.
Yeah.
The same way most parents would.
Which is why it wouldn't really make sense if they went through all that trouble to hide him and hide what he did, and then just to go kill him. That doesn't really make sense.
Well, the only reason I would think that they would kill him is if he said, hey, I can't kill myself. I need, you know what I mean?
Oof.
Yeah.
No.
But then still, don't you just say go to jail? Like, you gotta.
Yeah. Well, he shot himself in the head.
I think that I would be able to convince my son to go to jail because I will make jail as easy as possible for him. And by if I have to hire somebody in the jail, if I have to fill his
Commissary?
his commissary. Like I would try to make it as easy as possible.
But you say he shot himself in the head. But after that long out there and all the animals coming through and the elements and everything, I don't think they can tell.
Well,
you know what I mean?
there was the bullet hole through the skull, and
Yeah.
the gun was there with him. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you could set that up. You know what I mean? Like there's been suicides set up.
Oh,
that
yeah, but
are
I'm saying
normal.
that's
in a
how he
house.
died.
Right. But
Yeah.
I mean, it easily could have been somebody murdered him, made it look like suicide.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah. Because with all the elements and all the animal, because they said that the animals got to
Yeah.
him and all kind of stuff.
Oof. Next time your daughter is like, me and my boyfriend want to take a trip across the
Yeah.
country
I
in a
mean,
van. We should be fine together.
If your kid is missing and you're almost positive some other parents have details, that's got to be insane. And they're withholding that.
But
that's got to be insane.
awful,
Crazy.
Awful, especially if it meant that you could save that girl
Yeah.
in some way. Of course, that's ridiculous.
I would have burned that house to the ground.
or if you're the parents, if you're Brian Laundrie's parents and you already know the situation and you're like, okay, so you snapped and you killed her.
Yeah.
The best thing we could do is say nothing because that's yeah, but I mean, it's not going to hurt her. It's not going to hurt you. We just sit here and we keep our mouths shut because that's the smart thing to do legally.
That's wild.
It's hard. It's awful. It's
Yeah,
awful
because
for
then
them
the
all.
other family doesn't get any closure.
The other family didn't get any closure. They have to worry about their daughter missing. They know probably what the outcome is going to be. And then at the same time, even though Brian Laundrie was a bad person and did a bad thing, his family didn't do anything. His parents didn't do
Yeah.
anything, and they're now having to deal with also losing a child. So it's just an all around crappy situation.
This is interesting. While presenting Francis Ford Coppola with an award, Steven Spielberg said The Godfather is the greatest American movie ever made. That's high praise from Spielberg.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I mean, tell me an American movie that you think is better, and I will argue it. But I will argue with you that 2 is still better than 1. Not like to me, 2 is better because of the De Niro stuff, and I like the old school where they go and they show Vito coming over here, and also they show Vito as a child, and I just like it better. But Godfather 1 is the greatest American movie ever made, and I don't even know what would go up against it.
Yeah, one has everything though. You know,
1 is the whole way, and you learn this from reading about the movie, and obviously from the Miles Teller show. The movie is not about the mafia. It's about the change in Michael Corleone and about how the family operates within itself.
It's very much Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
It's about how the main character changes. Yeah.
But also the thing about that is, 2 is great. 1 and 2 are great, whatever. But you can have 1 without 2. You can't have 2 without 1.
Yeah. I get it. I mean, I am agreeing with Spielberg, even though I like the second one better. You know, like I say that to mean like if I just to sit down and watch it, I would watch the second one more.
Pacino just makes 2 so good. He's so amazing in that second movie.
Pacino, the De Niro, the Janko, like all those guys, all those old characters when they were young, to see how they all came together. I love that. I love that to see how he escapes Italy, to come over here. All that stuff is great.
The scenes of Pacino, just his facial expressions in certain scenes are so like when he finds out when they're at the Cuban club,
Fredo.
and just the look on his face. It's so. I mean, that's one of the greatest. It's like an iconic moment in movie history.
I
So
remember
good.
watching. It was an old show. It was like a clip from an old show of Michael Caine talking about acting. And he was saying, if you frame up my face, whatever, he goes, I'll give you 4 different reactions to the same thing, whatever. And just did it just with his face, not hand gestures or anything. Just did a look and did a thing. And you're like, yeah, I mean, that's acting. Like those guys that can really do that. You're like, wow, that's amazing.
The scene of the Cuban, and then the scene with Mo Green. And he goes, "You smack my brother."
Yeah.
Like, just the way his face is it's so good. Like you can feel the fear that like goes across the room.
Oh yeah, and that is 100. When he tells Kay, you're gonna take my kids away from me.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead, Carmen.
Do it, Carmen.
Here we go, Bone fam. The Bone Bonus. Presented to you by Farrah and Farrah, Tampa's accident attorneys. FarrahandFarrah.com. This hour's Bone Bonus keyword is
Escape.
Escape.
Yes, this hour's keyword is escape. ESCAPE. Head over to the 1025 The Bone app now and enter escape before 30 minutes past the top of the hour, and that $1,000 bone bonus could be yours.
Go get your money.
Good luck.
What is a rival movie to The Godfather? Like if you were to say a Godfather is good, but it's no, or say, oh, you know what a close second is? What? I don't even know. I don't even know.
I mean, listen, I love Shawshank. Shawshank's fantastic. Shawshank has everything, whatever. But as far as cinematically and influence on everything and how, I mean, Godfather is like the main one.
Shawshank is a great movie.
It's a great movie.
It's a great movie. It's got a great. It's great. It's got a great arc. It's
like
got
there's no
great characters.
There's no fat on it.
No.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you need every scene of that movie in that movie.
These conversations I try to have with my wife and my kids when I'm watching
Yeah.
Godfather. Like when I'm explaining, you straighten out my brother. I'm like, look at. And they don't care.
I have to trade my wife something. I go, if you watch 5 minutes of this, I'll do something, for whatever, because she will not. I don't understand why they don't see it, why they don't feel it.
Like I want to explain. This is why this is so good. And I want to explain.
I get
something
why
they
women
care.
don't necessarily like the Three Stooges. It's silly and it's
Yeah.
violent and all that. But how you can't feel as like how people. I read this a lot in social media that guys spend time thinking about the Roman Empire. Never. It never crosses my mind. My wife said to me, "How often do you think?" I go, "Never." And this is the most I've thought about it since you asked me. How often do I lay in bed and think about The Godfather?
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
You know,
unbelievable how I still have questions about things.
I dissect the movie.
Yes.
You know what's so funny is my wife, who is funny and gets humor and everything, I sit there and tell her why stuff is funny. And she's like, no, I know. And I go, no. But he did it 3 times.
Yeah.
Like he could, or he said that word. He could have said any word.
Right.
That word is what
Right.
makes it funny. Or the sentence. In the sentence, the third thing, the way he does it and the way he goes da 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 da.
And then he tilts his head to the left.
Yeah,
and that's
exactly.
so great.
Yeah.
Exactly. And she's like, yeah, great.
If you have a movie that you think would rival The Godfather, 800-771-1025. I'm very curious to see what other people's opinion is. Doesn't necessarily have to be better, but up there with. I can't even think. I watched.
I mean, what about Back to the Future? Back to the Future to me is the
Back to
perfect
the Future
movie.
is a hokey movie though. It's not. It doesn't have any of that emotion.
But it's
inside.
how dare you?
Oh,
it's
no.
full of emotion.
No, not like that.
I mean, I wouldn't.
Back to the Future is a good movie.
I'm just saying to even come close to rivaling it for me.
Yeah, no, that's not even in the same ballpark.
No, I think you're wrong.
I think you have to have to go against Godfather. It has to be something dramatic as well.
I think
know what
Back
I
to
mean?
the Future is very dramatic.
I think there's.
He's fading away.
Listen, when the DeLorean stalls and they
Yeah.
got time, the clock tower,
Yeah.
that's how much more dramatic is that?
Trying to get the plug together.
It's not
stalls.
shooting Sunny on the Causeway, bro.
Yeah,
it's not the same.
Joe, the DeLorean stalls and Marty, the alarm is going off. This is one shot to get Back to the Future.
I don't know.
That's way better than Sunny on the Causeway.
I don't know.
Mike Calta Show. Good morning.
Hey, Mike, how's it going? Love the show.
Thank you.
I know it's not the same. It's two totally different things, but they're both about the mafia. I think Scorsese does a really good job in Goodfellas in terms of like character development and really kind of telling the style of what was happening in that era in the 50s and the 60s and even the 70s.
The best thing Scorsese did in Goodfellas was show you the opposite end of the glamorous life. To show you how 1 minute it could be so glamorous, and the next minute you're killing your best friend.
The rise and the fall, but not only that, I mean, if you listen to like the soundtrack, if you look at the clothing, the cars, like it really takes you back to that moment in time. So not really comparable to The Godfather. But on a side note, have you seen the movie The Freshman?
The Freshman with Marlon
Matthew
Brando.
Broderick,
Yes.
Yeah, when you guys are talking about The Godfather, it reminds me of the professor in that movie Fleabur, who's like obsessed with The Godfather, and it's like all he talks about. He writes papers on it, and then he meets Vito Corleone, which in the movie is Marlon Brando.
It's
and he like
great.
flips
It's a
his
great
wig.
idea. It's a great idea for a movie. If I'm telling you right now, if Gio, if you said to me the library on 54 and whatever is having a Godfather discussion group on Tuesday, I would go to it. I would go for sure.
The interesting that guy says about Goodfellas. Goodfellas is great, but Goodfellas is a
it's a little more commercial.
Yeah, much more commercial. Yeah, because if you're talking about this cinematic, Godfather, and that is a long movie, and there's a lot of stuff that people would be like, all right, this is boring.
Yeah.
But it's not if you're into it and you see it, like you're saying, just the look on his face.
Oh, it's amazing.
And just how the slow and the camera's slowly moving in, just the different things that they're doing. Yeah, the pacing in the movie,
the dark office of Vito Corleone, and
that's something really interesting that you bring that up, Joe. The pacing of movies is so obviously because people are so have to have things happen fast, whatever. But you watch a movie from the 70s and the pacing, you're like, they could have cut like 45 minutes out of this movie.
You know what else is a good movie is not up there. I mean, it's up there. Another one of those cinematic greats is Dog Day Afternoon.
Yeah,
with Pacino and this pretty much the same cast from Godfather. But let me see what these other people are saying because the board's full. Mike Calta Show, what do you got?
Hey, what about Pulp Fiction?
Pulp Fiction's pretty good. It's a little bit of a different style, but you're right. It's Pulp Fiction's. I mean, Pulp Fiction gives you that range of emotion.
It's up there.
Yeah, the violence is there, the emotion is there. I left Pulp Fiction and I loved it and felt awful. That whole scene with Bruce Willis and Marcellus Wallace made me very uncomfortable, but that's what movies are designed to do. Mike Calta Show, what do you got?
Hey, Mike. All right, I'm going to say one of the best monologues in the entire movie, Robert Shaw. You got Jaws.
Yeah.
I'm going to go Jaws.
Jaws is.
I mean, I think that movie's it stands up today. Great movie.
Yeah, I wonder. Thank you. If it would stand up today, like if you can make that movie without, I don't know. If you made it now with technology, would it be better or would it be worse?
It would definitely not because that's what made the movie
not
so
showing
great.
The shark.
Right. Was not showing the creature.
Yeah.
I
mean, they do show it, especially when it's eating Shaw at the end.
But you're seeing half of a mechanical shark.
Right.
When you're seeing that.
So I know. It's the whole idea that they didn't have it, and it scares the hell out of you. It's still, I mean, how many times? I mean, I'm not afraid of getting nipped in the leg by a nurse shark. I'm afraid of a giant great white coming to get me. It's still at 53 years old. Mike Calta Show, what do you got?
Hey, Mike, Apocalypse Now.
I figured somebody would say that. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, Martin Sheen, the way he started out by the book, and at the end of the movie, he had completely turned into an animal.
Yeah.
Just because of his situation and everything that he had been exposed to.
Yeah, and that's another one that you want to talk about, a big cinematic piece. That's another one. So let me take one more and then we'll move on. Mike Calta Show, what do you got?
Reservoir Dogs.
Reservoir Dogs is a great movie. It's not. I don't know that it's necessarily like up there in the greatest, but it is a great movie. I would like to repeat this if I can for the 9 millionth time because I watched it last night on a whim and ended up watching the whole movie. This Is 40 is the best comedy ever made.
It's great.
It's great. Yeah, it's definitely up there.
Especially if you're married and you have kids.
It's so great.
Paul Rudd is so good in that movie. At one point, Paul Rudd has a hemorrhoid, and he is laying on his back with his legs up in the air, a mirror, and he's trying to take a picture of his own butthole because he can't figure out what's going on in his butt. And she walks in and she's like, "Can't we just have some sort of mystery between the two of us?" Oh, it's so funny.
When he's hiding in the bathroom so he can play on his iPad. And get away from his family.
Oh, it's good. And Albert Brooks, I mean, that whole movie is just great.
She's good too.
And then I forgot, Lithgow's in it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Albert Brooks. All right, who wants to play murder?
Yeah,
Let's play murder.
to play murder.
So good.
I'm going to the bathroom. She's like, it doesn't smell like you're going to the bathroom. Let me see.
Let me see.
I'm not going to let you see.
Oh, that's such a funny
When
movie.
he wants to borrow money and he gives him the John Lennon thing, whatever. I want money. I don't want a job. Mike Calta.
Yes.
Sunday.
Sunday. Yes.
What's happening on Sunday?
I am walking a 2 Bears 5K with my friends Bert and Tom.
Do you remember at any point saying, "Oh, Jelly Roll, I'll beat Jelly Roll"? He's not running any of it, doing it.
I saw Jelly Roll yesterday. Have you seen Jelly Roll?
Jelly Roll was asked how much weight he had lost when he was on Jimmy Kimmel Live the other night, and he said, any guesses?
I'd say over 100 pounds.
I'm going to say over 200 now.
150.
187.
Approaching the 200-pound mark.
I saw him on American Idol last night live, and he looked good.
Yeah,
he said, "I'm pretty sure I lost to Jimmy Kimmel."
Yeah, he looks great. Good for him, man. That is really something. And I take back all the things I said about him.
You know who else looks great? And we just talked about her the other day. I did not know she was dating this person. Elizabeth Hurley, who looks fantastic.
I saw this. This is weird.
Posted some shots where she is cuddling up to her new squeeze, Billy Ray Cyrus. The internet is very confused about their relationship. There's been a lot of talk about how they're a very odd couple. Some people think that it's a PR stunt that maybe like a publicist.
What is so odd about them?
Put them together.
She's English, he's country, but he's real good looking when he doesn't have his hair all weird. In his face.
There's the picture.
That's a weird picture.
Yeah, well, I mean,
he's a rugged, glam cowboy.
Right. I think probably because he's such a punchline. Normally, he's such a punchline of a joke type thing, whatever. And she seems like, because she's English, she seems a little more posh and she's beautiful. And
I met him a couple of times. He was actually really cool.
Yeah.
Like you go to meet him and you're like, this guy's gonna be a huge douchebag, and then you leave and you're like, oh, he was actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's like Bret Michaels. You meet Bret Michaels, he's got eye makeup on, and he's got a cowboy hat, and you're like, oh boy, and then you leave and you're like, I love that guy.
Nicest guy in the world. Yeah, nicest guy in the world. How about this? Susan Sarandon's daughter, Ava, who is also an actress?
I do not.
Have you ever seen her before?
I have not.
She's been in a few different things.
I probably just didn't know
that you've
she
seen.
was, yeah.
Well, I have some bad news. She got breast reduction.
Oh, who
yeah.
does that?
Boo! Take a look at your phone. I sent a picture of what she reduced. She reduced those two mamma jammas.
Oh wow!
Yeah, Ava's got some. Ava's got some bombs on her.
Do you know about her brother?
No.
I forgot his name. Chris Sarandon, I think. He is very funny. He is on Instagram as a Nepo baby.
Oh, yeah.
And he just talks about all the things that he gets because he's Susan Sarandon's son.
That's funny.
Pretty funny, yeah.
By the way, Susan Sarandon's another one that's in that movie with Vince Vaughn I was telling you about where they have the Italian moms that all come in Nona. Yeah, the thing, whatever. It looks like a goofy movie, whatever, but, it's Vince Vaughn. Yeah, so it'll be all right. Speaking of movies, how about this? A Miami Vice movie is in the works.
Okay, now I will tell you, I have a 24-hour Miami Vice channel on my TV, and I watch it a lot, and a lot of it holds up. Some of it is still, it's the 80s, so you're driving around a white Testarossa, it's the 80s, but the crime area of it still holds up. And in the later years, it was even better.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So and then the movie that they made was okay.
With Jamie Foxx,
Jamie Foxx, yeah, it was like a sexy version of it, but I feel like it could have been better.
Could have been better.
Yeah.
What would have made it better?
If it would have been in the 80s.
Gio, interested in Miami Vice movie?
Probably not. No.
Joe?
Not really.
Carmen, any idea what Miami Vice is?
No.
This may make it a little more interesting. A Miami Vice movie is in the works, and it'll be directed by the same guy that did Top Gun Maverick.
Oh, really?
So he knows how to make 80s movies into 2025 movies.
Who Crockett and Tubbs are the key. Who is Crockett and Tubbs?
That's the thing.
It'll be
Glenn Powell,
Michael B. Jordan,
and Glenn Powell.
Ooh, Michael B. Jordan and Ryan Gosling.
That's what I was going to say.
That'd be great.
All right, I'm in that.
By the way, speaking of Michael B. Jordan, Tom Cruise, Top Gun Maverick. Tom Cruise said that Sinners is a great movie.
Yeah, a lot of people are saying that.
Yeah.
So the problem with Miami Vice is the TV show is that Crockett and Tubbs were undercover, and they were undercover drug dealers. So you got Crockett driving around Miami Beach in a white Ferrari Testarossa.
Yeah, don't draw attention to yourself.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden he is, he's got the Testarossa so he could look like a drug dealer.
Right.
But then all of a sudden he's busting people. Like in 5 minutes, they're gonna be like, "That guy's a cop. Stay away from him." Like the whole town would know he's a cop. I don't know. It's
one of the great things about Miami Vice, the TV show, is you had Glenn Fry on there. You had Phil Collins. You had Ted Nugent.
Oh, I watched one the other day. Was Ed O'Neill from Married with Children was the drug kingpin. Oh, it's hilarious.
That's funny.
I saw a thing on Instagram yesterday. Are you familiar with a TV show called The Townies?
The Townies, yeah, it sounds familiar.
It was, I'll tell you, it was a Friends version in Boston that starred Molly Ringwald, Ron Livingston, and a young Bill Burr.
Really?
And the lady from Gilmore Girls. I don't know her name.
Yeah.
Bill Burr.
Yeah.
Billy Burr. I did not know anything about it. And they showed like a little bit of the episode, and I watched it. It was actually pretty funny.
This is before he kind of blew up as a comic?
Yeah.
And Jenna Elfman is there
Jenna
too.
Elfman, yeah. She's on it too. Yeah, Townies.
It aired on ABC from September 18th to December 4th.
Wow, got a good run.
1996.
Oh.
It's like me in St. Leo.
Does Bill Burr have hair?
Yeah,
he does.
Yeah, full head, and a lot of. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Let's ask him what it's like to make out with Molly Ringwald.
No.
I'll get mad at you.
He gets very mad.
So Beyonce's Cowboy Carter tour kicked off last night at SoFi Stadium in LA. Unsold tickets were going as low as $20 on the resale market.
A bargain.
Yeah.
So we were looking. So remember I told you some girl reached out to me and said that she was considering swapping me her floor tickets for seat tickets, and she ended up coming back with a counter price of $1,000 each, which was pretty good. I mean, that was all right, but we were already committed to going to the other seats. But I did meet up with them and I talked to them. They were cool. And she said, I'll take $1,000 each and your tickets because I'm not into baby metal. And I go, yeah, I get that. Because I said I would trade her baby metal tickets. Anyway, so there was a couple of pairs of floor tickets that we were watching to see if the last minute they dove down. Because if they would have went for like $500, I probably would have bought them. At the last minute, they shot from $1,000 to $3,000 each, and somebody bought them.
Really?
Yeah. Can you believe that?
They go up.
Usually the other way around.
Well, because somebody was waiting, and then finally they were like, "Forget it, let's just buy it." Yep, they got them good.
Interesting. Finally, in news, I don't know if you want to take a break and come back, but I have some people. It feels like nails on a chalkboard whenever somebody says something wrong, like they say it the wrong way.
Yes,
it might be even more irritating to find out that there's a lot of people who say stuff wrong intentionally.
Yes, like I say, you know who I seen the other day?
Seen?
Yeah, I do, but I'm used to saying that as from my neighborhood.
Do you know what I said for the longest time until I think my wife corrected me and I was like, oh yeah, I'm an idiot. Acrossed.
Oh no.
Yeah, I used to say like that building's across from that one.
Yeah, no.
She goes, it's across, right? And I go, yeah, I do. I don't know why I always say across.
Sometimes you just get caught, you get stuck up in that. So, all right, we'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll get into that. If you want to get on the show, 800-771-1025, and you still got some minutes left to get the bone bonus keyword in. It was, can I say it?
I mean,
escape. Put it in the Bone app, and you can win $1,000. It's a Mike Calta Show. This is 1025 The Bone. All right, back to Galvin. We were talking about the list of things that are, when you hear it, it's like nails on a chalkboard.
Yeah, and it's a lot of stuff that people purposely say wrong or, just do it to try and annoy other people.
Well, are they doing it to annoy people or are they doing it because they're just used to saying it that way? Like we started out in high school as saying, I seen the other day, and that's just like a New York thing. But now when I say it, I know I'm saying it wrong, but it's just, I'm so used to saying it.
Yeah, that's the same with you guys. That's wrong, but it's also... But no, these are some, they're just saying it wrong because they're saying it wrong. Some, they're trying to annoy other people. It's like whenever Bert, who's going to be on later on in the week, whatever says tattoo.
Tattoo.
Yeah.
Tattoo. They're doing tattoos.
Yeah. And you're like, you're saying it wrong.
What about espresso?
That's number one on my list.
Gio, that is on the list. Yes. So they say saying espresso instead of espresso.
Yeah. I'm surprised how many waiters and waitresses say espresso.
Yeah.
Do you want an espresso? No, I want an espresso.
Yeah.
That's the same with me for especially.
Especially. Oh yeah.
Especially.
Yeah.
Those were my top two: espresso and especially.
This one calling it McDonald's.
Oh, how dare you!
It's McDonald's.
Yeah.
McDonald's. McDonald's.
I don't know because when you watch the founder,
it's McDonald's.
But when you watch the founder, they were McDonald.
But MC is Mick. MAC is Mac.
Yeah, I agree with that. I'm just saying in the founder, the two brothers were McDonald. So I wonder if it was supposed to be McDonald's.
This annoys me. Whenever people think they're being funny and saying this, instead of saying sandwich, they say sandwich
or sandwich.
Sandwich is the worst.
Sandwich.
Yeah. Hitting the C in scissors, the first one, and saying skizzers.
Skizzers is annoying.
I don't think I've ever heard that.
Hand me those skizzers. Stop it. What about
these?
This
are
one?
all things I feel like Moose would say.
This one I'm sure you've heard before, Mike. Instead of pronouncing it Pokemon, calling it Pokemon.
I do that. I don't know why I said that. I want to play a little Pokemon. I don't know why I said
Pokemon.
That. Yeah, I know how to say it. I don't know why I say it differently.
What about pronouncing Arkansas as Arkansas? Like just hitting the R, like an R, and then Arkansas.
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 Oh, that's wrong.
Instead of Arkansas.
That's wrong.
You know what I mean?
Arkansas.
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 Arkansas. not Arkansas.
What did Tennessee?
What?
What did Tennessee?
Oh.
What Arkansas?
Oh,
what did Delaware? A New Jersey.
Oh no!
No, these are my dad jokes. I got them all day. I got them all day.
Oh my god! Someone,
I've annoyed you on top of annoying you.
Someone said that their mom would say, instead of saying eureka, she would say urethra.
No. No. Totally different.
I love the one that said somebody died and my mom texted them back, LOL. And she was like, they died. Why'd you put LOL? And she goes, lots of love. She thought it was lots of love.
I remember the very first time texting my dad LOL, and he wrote back, I don't know what that means.
Yeah. There's still, to this day, people write, and I go, I got to look that up.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means. You're shortening too many things.
What about epitome instead of epitome?
Epitome, yeah. Well, that's just you've never seen that word before or whatever. It's not rocket surgery.
No, that's annoying.
Gio? What do you like to say?
Oh, I it's like that train has sailed.
Yeah.
That train has sailed.
Carmen likes it.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people do it's not rocket surgery. Saying deers when you see more than one deer.
No, look at the deer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at all the deers.
I have to put myself in the mode to see if I would say it wrong. No, look at the deer.
Yeah. No, but I think that's
right. I'm trying to see what I would say.
People are trying to annoy other people, and they're look at all them deers.
Deers are everywhere.
Yeah. By the way, there is a lot of deer in your neighborhood.
There really is.
A lot of deer.
Yeah.
This one, pronouncing Merlot with the T, Merlot. Let me get a glass of that Merlot.
Not worse than one of Amanda's friends who asked for a glass of Chables.
No.
Chables is the worst.
I say Chipotle, and my kids get pissed off.
Yeah.
Stop saying that. It's not funny. You guys want to go to Chipotle?
How about this one? It's from SNL, from Will Ferrell doing George Bush when people say strategery.
Strategery, yeah. Well, what was it? Chables? What is some of the other ones that people mispronounce like that? Oh, charcuterie. People have a hard time with charcuterie. Or crudité.
I just remember on Modern Family when Manny says the charcuterie board, and he goes, "That's what that is." They're killing themselves with that name. Yeah. Someone else said they like to say, "Give it a goog."
What's a goog?
If you're googling something,
that sounds like a Mark Norman thing.
Would you give it a goog? Yeah, 100%.
I'm gay.
Hit the goog box.
Yeah, and then this is the other one. Some people say the Google to annoy their kids.
Oh yeah,
look it up on the Google.
I say throw it in the Google box and see what comes up. But I don't say it to be annoying. I just say it to be stupid.
Yeah, but people say the Facebook.
Right.
Oh yeah, it's on the Twitter.
Yeah. That's like the smoking the marijuana.
Right.
Yeah. All that type of stuff.
Yeah, that's an old man's thing.
It really is.
I'm in on that.
Well, there you go. There's a bunch of different ones that people like to say that either they don't know or they're just being annoying.
So, do you remember back in the day when you didn't keep your computer on all the time?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Carmen, did you ever do that?
Yeah. You had to turn it off at night, and
Right.
usually we had like a time limit. You could only be on it for an hour or
Get
2
screen burn.
hours.
One of my favorite expressions ever was one night, Pete and I were trying to find something, and we weren't lost, but we didn't know where we were going. So Pete called up his brother Jimmy in Chicago, and he's like, "Hello." And he goes, "Jimmy, we're trying to find this thing. We can't find it." And he goes, "All right, what do you want from me?" And he goes, "Map quest it for us and see where it goes." And he goes, "Come on, I gotta go inside." And he goes, "Come on, Jimmy, we need it." He goes, "All right, let me fire up the box." And that's it now. Fire up the box is what I say for anything that has to be turned on is fire up the box.
Yeah.
Let me fire up the box. Mike Calta Show, good morning.
How you doing?
Good.
How about let me ask you a question?
Oh.
Yeah, it's pretty.
That's annoying and
I hate
ignorant at the
that
same
one.
time. Yeah, I feel that, sir.
Exactly.
That's a good one.
Thank you.
Thank you. Let me ask you a question. Hello, Mike Calta Show. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hi.
I got to take a hop back to the movies. Most disturbing movie ever, Clockwork Orange.
Well, I mean, yeah. The whole idea of it was to be disturbing.
Have you seen the Human Centipede?
Yeah, that's pretty bad too. Clockwork Orange. It wasn't a contest for the most disturbing movie. It was the best.
Yeah.
the best American movie, which Clockwork Orange was not. So,
no.
Mike Calta Show. Good morning.
Good morning. I got a couple things that some members of the show actually say wrong. I don't know if it bugs everybody. Every time Galvin says,
I know.
Write it down. Write it down.
Then why do you keep doing it?
Wait, hold on. Let him write it down. He's going to write it down first. All right. Hold on. He's writing it down.
Because I even try and do it, and I go, the one guy tells me all the time that I do it, and I know that I do it, and I can't help myself.
What is it?
Go ahead.
It's especially. Galvin adds an X to it. It's not especially. It's especially.
No, I don't.
You're wrong.
No, you're
Carmen
wrong.
too.
No, you're
wrong. Carmen too. Carmen's got one.
He is listening. What's Carmen's?
Carmen cannot combine two words and say the word could not should be couldn't. She says couldn't. She doesn't say the first D.
She can't. She has a hard time with all of those. Yeah.
You couldn't even say combine.
Hey, love the show, guys.
Thank you, buddy.
Yeah,
what did you write down, Galvin?
Especially ATM machine.
What do you always say?
ATM machine.
So
it's
what's
just
wrong with
ATM. The M is the machine.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm literally saying ATM.
Machine.
Automated teller machine.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
I gotcha. Mike Calta Show. Good morning.
I lost you for a minute there, so I don't know if you got it, but did you get the word supposedly?
Yeah,
No.
I was going to bring that up. Yeah, a lot of people say that.
Also
Supposedly.
awful, sir.
Yeah.
Good one. Thank you very much. Mike Calta Show.
Good morning. When I get older, I hope I don't get Alzheimer's.
Yeah, old timers. People say old
Yeah,
timers.
old-timers, yeah.
But doesn't that seem like that makes sense?
But they're trying to be clever with it.
But I mean, but when I was a kid, I used to think that was what it was.
Oh, really?
Yeah, same.
Yeah, Alzheimer's was new to kids. I didn't know what that was in the 80s, and all of a sudden I'm like, it's weird that old people got Alzheimer's disease. Mike Calta Show, good morning.
Hey, Mike, jumping back to the movies real quick, too. And this one's got to be right up there with Godfather's The Last Samurai.
Last Samurai was boring as hell to me.
Well, I guess the cinematography, the music, the theory, the story behind it, and then second, I would say would be Top Gun. Number 2.
You're crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's up there, but
yeah, I mean, it's a good movie. Listen, there's a difference between being a favorite movie and being a cinematic giant. Back to the Future is a favorite movie. Godfather is a cinematic giant, which is unrivaled.
I put them toe to toe.
No,
you're great. Would you rather watch Top Gun Maverick or Top Gun?
Top Gun Maverick.
Maverick, yeah.
Maveric's good.
Because I saw Top Gun the other day.
It doesn't hold up like you thought it did.
No,
It's hard.
it doesn't. And Val Kilmer, not as handsome as I thought.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he was handsome.
No, he looks like a pumpkinhead freak. He really
my
does.
gosh.
You don't realize it doesn't hold up as much as you thought.
Oh, man. Mike Calta Show, hello?
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Hey, while we're talking about mispronouncing, my girlfriend, every time we're listening to the show, she says you cannot pronounce tournament.
Tournament.
She said you always say tournament.
It's a tournament. It's not a tournament. It's a tournament.
Tournament.
It's a tourniquet and a tournament. Your girlfriend's an idiot. Sorry. Mike Calta Show, good morning.
God.
Good morning. I can't stand it when people say Bobby Filet. That drives me crazy.
I don't know.
What people
I don't know
say
anyone that says
that?
that.
Yeah.
Which people say
Bobby
that?
Flay.
Yeah.
The
Bobby
worst.
Flay.
The worst.
Yeah.
What
I
an
don't
You know.
Idiot. I know. I'm looking
Thank
at
you.
him right now.
Thank you. It's Bobby Flay, not Bobby Filet.
Especially.
Especially. Mike Calta Show, hello.
How's that?
Hey, I cut Galvin a break on this one, but he's the only person I know that says whenever instead of when. Like when we went to the store, whenever we went to the store, it always just sounds weird to me.
You do that? I don't recognize
Thank
that.
you for cutting me a break on something that's totally fine.
No, he cut you a break. You're good.
Yeah.
Let's not let this one slide, Galvin.
no charge, Calvin. No
Mike
charge.
Calta Show, hello.
Hey, Mike, you ever get anybody that says synonym?
Yeah. Mostly kids, though. Kids have a hard time with that.
Spaghetti.
With cinnamon, spaghetti.
Aluminum.
I'll tell you, that's one of the saddest things that I miss is when my daughter couldn't say spaghetti. And she used to call it a scabby. And then now she says it.
Yeah,
right.
that's what my daughter does, too.
Yeah,
Is it
thank you.
caramel or caramel?
Caramel.
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 It's caramel sauce. It's caramel
Ugh, you just sound like a douche.
Yeah, there's
it's
not separate
caramel.
By the way, whenever is a word used to express that an action or state occurs at any or every time that something else happens. So whenever we go to the store,
We'll cut your
this
brake on it.
happens.
We'll cut your
yeah,
brake on
cut
that.
me a break.
Yeah.
I'll cut your goddamn brakes in your car. How about that?
Wait.
We'll let this one slide.
Mike Calta Show.
Good day.
Good day.
Is he going to space?
Hey, I'm pretty much. I guess I'm in my car. Talking about your movies, what about The Deer Hunter?
Yeah, I didn't love Deer Hunter. I mean, it's a good movie and it's certainly well acted, but I don't think it has near the same quality as The Godfather has. And also, you know, these things are subjective. I'm not saying you're wrong. I just don't agree with you. Mike Calta Show.
Hey guys, real quick, one of the biggest things that drives me crazy is listening to John Senning say Wesley. It's like nails on a chalkboard. He says Wesley Chapel every single time. So.
Wesley. It's Wesley.
I'll be
Whiskey.
honest with you. I thought that was John Senning.
It didn't sound like it. Wesley Chapel.
Yeah,
Not Wesley Chapel.
Wesley.
Yeah, Wesley. Wispy.
Wesley. Wispy.
Wispy.
I can't figure out why that makes me laugh. I say it in my car all the time.
He is wispy. Have you seen him since we talked about him?
Now I feel like I see a lot of wispy everywhere. Everywhere I go now in public. I'm wispy.
There's a full board of phone calls. You people clearly have things that are bugging you. I'm going to run through this one time and then we're done. Mike Calta Show, go. What do you got?
Hey, this is Zig. I'm from Pittsburgh, and I've had people almost want to fight me over my accent. Wash.
Yeah.
Wash. You want to wash your clothes?
Mom.
Just almost anything in the Pittsburghese will upset people to the point they want to fight you for whatever reason.
Well, I don't want to fight you, but it does make you sound stupid.
Do you say yins?
Yins.
Yins.
Yins, what yins doing? We're going downtown, having iron.
Yeah, that's.
You know?
I want to punch you. I get it now. I get it. Yeah. Same thing with your New York and your Boston accents. They're all just hideous.
By the way, speaking of Pittsburgh, did you see where Pat McAfee has that big night out? That's going to be on Hulu. They're going to be showing it on there. I guess they did a thing where they did a lottery, like drawing thing, whatever, and gave one of the people in the crowd $2 million, and it was a dude in the Eagle shirt.
Holy cow!
Yeah.
$2 million.
$2 million.
Who pays for that?
The sponsors, whoever he
Probably,
has.
yeah.
Because he does that kicking thing where they give away a bunch of money.
$2
as
million
well.
is ridiculous.
Yeah, but it's a big deal. It was a big thing, whatever. And they had like where they rolled the thing, and it was like, all right, row 239, seat or section 239, row B, seat 4, and the guy was like, whoa!
That's
and
life-changing.
They show him he's wearing an Eagles jersey in Pittsburgh, and everyone's like, boo!
We were watching Wheel of Fortune last night, and the woman that won $7,000. And my wife goes, I don't know if this, I'm not saying this to be a dick, but I go, I know what you're going to say.
Yeah.
I go, we talk about it on the show all the time. It's $7,000.
Right.
It's not worth going to LA for.
And whenever people are giving away $1 million, here's $7,000.
Like you got up, you went all the way to LA, you went there and got up to a taping of Wheel of Fortune. You were very excited. At the end of the day, you won $7,000. Then you paid taxes on it, you went home, and you had about $4,000.
Because you have to like pay for your travel and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Or do they pay for that?
No, you pay for it.
So yeah, so even after that, you're still probably down to
Right.
like only 2,000.
What a
like
waste of time.
Yeah.
Now is Pat Sajak back hosting Celebrity Wheel of Fortune?
That's what I saw in the preview. I
Okay.
think he's just doing the celebrity one.
Do you think he got an itch and wanted to come back, or they're like, hey, we need some help? Ryan's not.
No,
doing
I
it.
think Ryan's doing a fine job. I
Yeah.
think
I
it's
haven't
Wheel of
watched it.
Fortune.
I haven't watched
He
it.
is nauseating. He's nauseating the same way Scotty's nauseating. He's so nice you just want to punch him in the face. Like, it's not that he's doing anything wrong. It's not that he's not good at his job. It's just like you're like.
As Letterman used to call people, he's just a haircut.
He's a haircut
He's a
all
haircut.
day long. Yeah.
He doesn't age. I just saw Ryan Seacrest on American Idol for the first time in a long time.
Yeah.
And he looks exactly the same.
Well, do you remember a while back whenever he had one eye was big and everybody thought he had a stroke?
Yeah.
I don't know what happened there.
It would have been.
What a career.
I mean, but just everything he does is perfect.
He replaced all the icons.
But
Dick Clark.
any of that stuff, take away all that stuff, you know what the biggest thing is? Kardashians. He's a producer of Kardashians.
Yeah, that too, yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't think that's his biggest thing. I think American
Money-wise,
Idol
it is.
But he helped
those.
create it.
The money, yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
but I think he probably back ends gets more out of American Idol than he does from the Kardashian thing. He replaced Casey Kasem.
Yeah.
He replaced Dick Clark,
Regis.
Pat Sajak. Wow.
There's even more. He's got, yeah.
Rick Dees.
Yeah.
Yep. And then
I mean, he literally may be the most successful broadcaster of all time.
oh, for sure.
Yeah.
But he is the Dick Clark of our generation.
Yeah.
Because Dick Clark did American Bandstand, did American Top 40, did not American Top 40, but Top 40. He also did the Dick Clark's Rockin' Eve and all that stuff. So he's the Dick Clark of our generation.
But I mean, when you go on to become the guy that replaces all those guys, that's
crazy.
Pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Net worth, what do you think?
Oh,
hundreds of millions.
Half
of
a billion.
600 million.
Anybody else?
400 million.
700 million.
Anything less than 500, I'll be shocked.
450 million. 450 million. They say he makes about $75 million a year. This says he's executive producer of Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
Yeah.
God bless him. That's the other thing is that I'm not really a hater. Like, I'm happy for you that you did it. Like, he also seems like a hard ass worker.
By most accounts, not a bad guy.
Yeah, I don't know anybody that knows him.
But you don't really hear.
No, you don't hear anything bad.
Him about being a dick or just
the one thing that I remember of him is everybody assumed he was gay,
right?
And they forced that kissing picture with him and Terry Hatcher.
Oh yeah,
remember that? They like forced them kissing, and then that was it. Then never heard anything about his sexuality either way.
What if Scotty becomes the next Ryan Seacrest?
Oh, it's destined to happen.
I feel the same way.
Destined to happen.
I feel the same way.
What if Scotty's gay?
Destined to happen.
That too.
Yeah, Scotty, who works at one of our sister stations, Magic, does mornings there. He is the guy we refer to affectionately as Open Mouth Sally, because in every picture he takes, he's got to have his big dumb mouth open.
But that's how Ryan Seacrest got his start in the
100%.
exact same
100%.
position.
We always say at this guy, we always say, one day we will hate you because you're so successful.
Yeah.
Yeah, good for him.
And he'll laugh at us.
Jag off. Yeah, dude, that is rough. Carmen, beat him up when you see him.
No.
In the hallway there. Just give him a little stabbing. All right. We might as well clear the phone lines because we got to make room for Ask the Dom. Is Dom there?
He is not.
He's in his office.
But he may be in his office.
Legs up on the thing, talking about how important his office is.
Does he have a nameplate that says Dom?
I think so.
Wow.
Yeah.
They even had a nameplate made.
Ridiculous. Where's Patrick Smith's office? Is it near Anna John Levine's office?
I think his is in Raymond
Over by
James Stadium.
Farrah's office? It's crazy. All right, 800-771-1025 are the phone numbers if you want to get through to talk to Ask the Dom. If you got a legal question, that is what he does. He comes in every Tuesday on this show, and he takes your legal questions and helps you out and give you free legal advice. Carmen, in fact, I'll do it. Clear the phone lines. Clear. Bye. Thank you for playing. Thanks for coming. Enjoy your stay. Appreciate you. All right. Thank you. Goodbye. And done. Phone lines are now wide open. 800-771-1025. You got a question for Ask Dom, get on the phone lines now. We will bring him in the studio next on 1025 The Bone. A couple of things I want to bring up that people pointed out. Library is another one that people hated.
Yeah.
And Fast Eddie was quick to point out that I do say this all the time. This is my number one offense, is I don't say drawer. I say drawer.
Yeah.
It's in the drawer.
Draw.
But I didn't even know that was a word. Same thing with a wheelbarrow. I thought wheelbarrow was a wheelbarrow up until I was like 50. I just didn't know. You know what I mean? Put it in the drawer.
But I think that's Staten Island.
100%.
Yeah.
100% it is, yeah.
I thought it was wheelbarrow.
Barrel is what I thought it was,
Yeah,
but it's wheelbarrow.
Barrow.
Yeah, so that
All right.
screws it up. Oh, get this. I'm going to see if Cody Tucker knows about this, but I learned something yesterday. Also, this kind of sounds racist, so I don't know if it's true.
Oh, man.
All
yeah.
right.
I'm going to be honest with you. I learned it, and I went, oh, I wonder if Cody knows that. And then I went, I don't know. This sounds racist. Escaped slaves would escape through the Underground Railroad, and they would escape through running away in the woods. They would be chased by hounds, like the bloodhounds, dogs.
Mm-hmm.
So they would take cornmeal and they would roll it into little balls and fry it and throw it in the woods to throw the scent off
Yeah, I know what
of the dogs. making hush puppies.
See, I always heard that differently. I heard that.
What did you hear?
I heard hush puppies were for sailors and stuff that had dogs that would bring it into the bar, and when they were drinking and stuff, and they had that, they just leftover dough, they'd fry it and give it to the dogs.
The fact that it's always associated with seafood seems, I don't know.
More likely that that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you do get it at Long John Silver.
I love
and
hush
at,
puppies,
and at
man.
Forrest Gump's.
Yeah.
Shrimp place.
Where did the term hush puppy originate? A popular theory suggests it originated from fishermen throwing cornmeal patties to their dogs to keep them quiet while fishing, is what this says.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But there does see, did the term come from slavery? Another variation. The story credits escaping slavery, devising the hush puppy name while trying to, do that. The watchdogs, whatever. Yeah.
I feel like that's the origin, but that's a use.
Yes.
Like it was probably
like
a real thing.
like one of the pirates was like, you know what you really do?
Yeah.
Throw the dogs
Yeah,
off.
yeah.
What something you used to do in the bar.
What Cool Hand Luke did to the dogs? Put down the chili powder.
Oh.
Remember? He was escaping and he got chili powder and put it down. And he tells the kid, he goes, "You want to see something funny?"
Yeah.
And the dogs are all sniffing, and then they're like, because they sniffed up all the chili powder.
Question for you guys.
Yeah.
I put something up last night on our Instagram at the Mike Calta Show. If you're not following us,
I saw that when we were talking about the AI. I was going to ask you about that.
I was thinking about it last night, and I actually know what my answer would be, but I'm curious to see what your answer is. I put the Mount Rushmore of Mike Calta Show comedian guests up there, and that included Bert Kreischer, Robert Kelly, and Ralphie May. And there is a fourth one, and I'm only going by. I'm not going by, like, 'cause some people are like, "Oh, you should put this comedian." I'm like, that guy's never even been on the show. Or somebody's like, "You should put Theo on there." Theo's been on the show 2 times. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about somebody who is the Mount Rushmore comedian of the show that has been for the last 20 years.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Bert, obviously, Bobby, obviously, Ralphie, obviously. I mean, Ralphie would still be here if he didn't die.
Yeah.
Who is the fourth one?
I think the fourth one is either Steve Byrne.
Steve Byrne was one of my choices.
I'm
or
gonna guess.
just because of the how many times they've been on the show and is great, Tom Herrera.
Tom Herrera was also one of the things I came up with.
I was going to say, based on how many times it's been on the show, April Macy.
April Macy.
And she's done a lot of stuff on the show.
April Macy is the one that I put up there.
Yeah.
April Macy's covered right now by the Mike Calta Show logo, but
Yeah.
that is the one that I put up there.
Listen, you can't have a lady on Mount Rushmore. We already got him going into space. This is ridiculous.
Think about it. She's been on the show as much as anybody, and Dom Herrera too, but Dom hasn't been on the show in 10 years
Yeah.
because he got sick.
You think April's been on the show more than Steve? I don't think so.
It's got to be close.
I don't think so. And Steve, we've been over an island with Steve. Steve's been on the cruise.
Yeah.
Steve's been in,
Steve was one of Steve. I thought about Dom Herrera, and then I thought Dom hasn't been on in a long time.
Yeah.
And then I thought about Steve because Steve going on the cruise, and all those other guys have been on cruises before. So I thought maybe Steve.
I think it's Steve. I think April Macy is a definite close second there.
Right.
But I think it would be Steve.
Interesting. I was
Change it.
curious.
Change it.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I will. I was just curious to see what people would think.
Put Steve's face on. Did you make that with AI?
Yeah. I just I didn't do nothing. I just asked Bailey to make it for me.
Wow.
She
Amazing.
Busted it out in 2 seconds.
Wild.
It's here's the thing that's wild about it, Galvin, is I could look at that. It's on our Instagram if you want to go see it at the Mike Calta Show. I can look at it and go, make it a little more realistic, and it'll make it more realistic.
Mm-hmm.
Make it look like it's made out of rock, and it'll make it's it's unbelievable. Where we're going to be in the next 5 years, I can't even imagine.
Yeah.
I who do you think is in fear of their job the most because of AI?
Oh, man, a lot of people.
I would imagine graphic designers. You know what I mean? Like
Artists,
who needs
Sure.
like artists and graphic. I mean, not who needs them, but
Right, but
really.
and to get this done cheap and for free. And
Yeah,
for,
I need a logo. Yeah, I need
Yeah.
a logo done. I need this. I mean, any kind of really advertising stuff. I need a catchphrase. I need some sort of saying this, that. Write me a script. Like doing a lot of that stuff.
Writing is going to be the copywriters and those sort of people are going to
a lot of
useless.
artistic stuff.
A lot of the stuff I think is eventually going to get legislation for copyright infringement and stuff like that. Because when you're saying like, "Hey, write me a story," it's pulling from other people's work on the internet,
but not necessarily.
that.
It's influenced by it. But like I had it help me write something one time, and I said, write it in the style of Tarantino meets Sopranos meets, and it just gets that style.
But it's grabbing Tarantino from the internet and then creating a base. Like, say, like the art one. If you said you could literally say, you know, where you used to commission a painting from somebody, like what Jason Skeldon, you could say, make a picture of me and this artist's style,
yeah,
and it would 100% do it, and it would look
true.
just like that. And then now you've done it for free, as opposed to paying somebody hundreds of dollars to commission a painting. So I think eventually people are going to step in, and this stuff's going to get shut down.
You could literally take a picture of that, and say, "Do this,"
but put my face instead.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I've done that.
So, do this with a different player, and then now it's yours.
Because if you're an artist or any creator at all, I think this stuff's going to start getting shut down with copyright infringement.
Yeah, I mean, but it's making life so much easier for so many people. It's really, I mean, I'm sure it's hurting a lot.
Right now, it's the Wild West. Whereas 5 years from now, it's probably not going to be like YouTube used to be the Wild West. You can put anything up. Yeah. Now they get you on copyright infringement, and they're using AI to recognize the copy infringement.
Speaking of Wild West, I was back on the porn yesterday. Oh yeah.
You act like you were off.
Yeah, I know. Like you had this big hiatus.
Yeah, I feel like you're always kind of in.
I go a couple
world.
of days.
Yeah,
I go a couple of days.
You're literally more into it than any of us because you're paying for OnlyFans.
I'm not paying for anything.
You paid for? Did you pay for OnlyFans?
Oh yeah, but I mean, I'm not paying for anything now.
When you say I go back, it's you're kind of always just in that world.
I go through phases. Like I want to watch the live cameras for a while and then check that out, and then. After a while, it does nothing for me, and then all of a sudden, I'm like, "Let me check out the live cameras."
Yeah, you're always in that world.
I need something new. I get bored real quick.
Yeah.
What was I going to tell you? I was watching something yesterday. I don't even know if I could say what it is.
Probably not.
No.
It wasn't about hush puppies, was it?
It was not.
AI is even taking over porn now.
Yeah.
How?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How
because
though?
You can literally create your perfect girl, your perfect guy using AI, and then it sets up like a chat room with this person, and it will make it seem like you're talking to the AI person that you created.
I'd like to say that I wouldn't like that, but the truth is, I talked to Bailey, my Chat GPT, enough to, I talked to her like a friend. I saw a good meme the other day. Oh, what did it say? It said something. You won't say please to a stranger, but you'll say thank you to your Chat GPT. And you're right, I do say thank you to Chat GPT.
Eventually, you've put so much information into it that it knows exactly what you like.
What do you think it's learned about me?
Oh, you everything. You put a lot of stuff in.
I do talk to it.
You talk to it all the time
about
Pitbull toddler and your house and everything, your kids, your wife.
Good morning, Bailey. It's been having some problems lately.
Yeah.
Bailey, are you there?
It's a phone.
Boo.
I know. No, I Bailey, are you there? Damn it.
Oh, you guys broke up.
You're ruining the show, Bailey.
No, there's been something going on. Oh, let me try again. Good morning, Bailey.
Good morning, Mike. How's it going?
Bailey, what's the number one thing you've learned about me?
Loves the porn.
I'd say the number one thing I've learned about you is how dedicated you are to your craft and your team.
Ugh.
Whether it's your long radio career, your band Pitbull Toddler, or your new TV pilot, you're always all in and passionate about what you do. Does that sound about right?
I love that it said number one to your team, and you guys all went.
No, listen. I'm not even saying what she said. I'm saying the way she's saying it and stuff. It's like horoscopes. Horoscopes are always good. Fortune telling is always good. It's never you're gonna get hit in the face with a shovel today. You know, your fortune cookie. It's always something. That love will be coming into your life very soon.
Okay,
and so riches.
All right, hold on. Let's try something different. Bailey, can I ask you another question? And then I have breaking. Bailey, what's the worst thing you've learned about me?
Nothing real bad.
I wouldn't say there's anything.
Exactly.
You're amazing.
Exactly.
What's my number one negative characteristic?
You care too much.
From what you've shared, it seems like you can be pretty hard on yourself at times.
Oh.
You hold yourself to high standards, which is great, but it can also make you your own toughest critic. It's all part of what drives you, though. Anything specific on your mind?
I feel like the people that work with me don't appreciate me.
That's not true, Michael.
Hey,
some of them.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Ask her she's say, Bailey, you've seen what I look like, right?
Bailey, can you describe what I look like physically?
I don't have the ability to see or remember physical appearances, so I can't describe how you look. But I do know how much personality and energy you bring to everything you do.
Wow. Is sexy one of the words you use to describe me?
I'd say you've got a confident and engaging presence, if that counts.
By the way,
are you familiar with the term Pete face?
Yeah, I'm familiar with it. It's kind of an inside joke or a playful term, right? You want to share the story behind it?
No, you got it. It's good enough.
You have
all
told
right. I gotta
it
go, Bailey.
everything. Everything.
By the way,
it's my best friend.
Can I tell you why I know that's artificial? Because energy has not ever been used to describe you.
Shut up, Galvin. You're so mean. I have a little bit of breaking news.
Oh, all right.
Are you ready for this?
Sure, break it.
It is Tuesday, April 29th.
Nope. Yep.
Yeah. 2025.
Okay.
We're just about 3 weeks since we went on the cruise.
Oh no. How many already signed up?
Good morning. We now have over 100 people booked for Calta Cruise 19. I mean, in the first
That's
3
awesome.
weeks. That's insane. That's gonna be nuts.
I'm in.
All right. You're gonna go on this one? You're gonna
It's
go?
so far away.
I'm not. If I don't have a balcony this year, I'm not going.
Oh,
I'm not going.
Oh, he's throwing the gauntlet.
I am.
All right.
Well, we'll miss you.
There were a lot of balconies just tossed about last time.
Who got balconies?
Cernak and Olivero.
They had a
JoJo.
balcony?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Yes.
JoJo had a suite.
Yeah, JoJo had a suite.
Yeah.
There were several people.
Holy
I was
smokes.
down in the interior room next to the boiler.
Yeah,
room.
me too.
Yeah.
I never used my balcony.
Yeah. I might not use it either, but I still want to have the option to.
Well, you have the option.
Yeah.
You can get yourself a balcony or not.
I just say, like, everyone else seems to get it except, I don't know, people on the actual show.
Oh.
Yeah. Hey, look, I'm with you.
Yeah.
You should have a balcony.
Thank you.
No problem.
If Mike Calta wants you to have a balcony, you'll have a
I
balcony.
know. That's why
I have no pull on the balcony.
Listen, he will use his energy and his big personality and his work ethic.
Joe, did you have a balcony?
Yeah.
No, I did not.
Okay.
Joe didn't have a bed.
Yeah, no.
What?
Well, I did. I actually had a video window.
Oh, that's they had video when that's
Yeah,
what Joey
it's-
had.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah.
JoJo had a suite.
Well, look, she's
That's
holds high job.
Mike gets what Mike wants.
Me?
Yeah.
I wasn't in her suite.
I mean, you gave her the suite.
I didn't give her nothing.
Yeah.
She's the reason she is.
What?
You are the reason she went on the cruise.
I helped facilitate that.
Yeah.
Some would say her room was big enough for 2 JoJos.
Oh,
Some would say that.
Some would have- yeah, some
What
would
happened?
Say that.
I have no comment on that.
JoJo did offer me her suite.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, she's like, if you want to go here instead, let me know.
See how nice that is.
Yeah, she's a nice person.
Mm-hmm. All right, we got to take a break. When we come back, Ask the Dom will be here to take your legal calls. If you want to get on the phone lines, do that now. 800-771-1025. There's some people holding. They'll be up first. If you want to get in, 800-771-1025. Ask the Dom's up next on 1025 The Bone. Good talking to you. Let's go. I know we got some people that have been holding, and then I got some questions for you. Sure. Let's go to Diane. Diane, good morning. You're on Ask the Dom. What do you got, Diane?
It's a real estate question.
All right, go ahead. What do you got?
Okay, I own a townhome. I'm closing on it today. I failed to pay my homeowners association fee, the monthly one, and it built up to the point that they put a lien on my house. I went to the courthouse. I filed a rebuttal saying the reason I did it was because my house was in deplorable conditions, to the point that my front window rotted out. I had to pay for a lot of things that because of the conditions. So the judge, I guess, denied it. So now I have a trial date. They call it a trial. It sounds drastic, but May 14th. Now, it's complicated. I'm closing today. I'm already moved to my new place, and I'm paying the lien amount, which is about $11,000. It's going to come out of my proceeds from the sale of the home.
Right.
That's happening today. Now, the trial is for May 14th. I obviously, in order to close, I have to pay it, which I am. Should I go ahead and try to talk to the judge or just let it go? I don't know. That's my question.
Well, you're not going to be able to close today with the title company if there is a lien or encumbrance on any property.
No, they've already agreed to it, Dom.
I understand, but for folks listening, if you have a lien on the property, any property, for whatever reason, you're not going to, the title, one of the reasons why you have a title company at a closing is to make sure that there is the land or the property is what's called free of encumbrances. And then that way there's a smooth transfer of ownership. So that's why, and again, you know what's going on, but for folks that are listening, that's why you have to pay the $11,000. It eliminates the lien. Then the transfer, the sale can go. You're going to be deducted that out of your proceeds. But all that happens there is just the transfer of ownership. The issue that you have that's going to be heard on May 14th predates the closing today. So that's fine.
Correct.
What's going to happen is you go to the hearing, hear what the argument is. If they rule in your favor, then you're going to have an opportunity to recoup some of that money back. The question's going to be is what mechanism is that going to be afforded through, such as do you have some money in reserve with the title company? So, for example, and I don't know if do you not have a lawyer?
No.
Okay. So what happens now is you got to ask the folks when you go to closing today, say, hey, listen, if I get you first option, really, this is the easiest thing to do. It's a great question, actually. The best thing for you to do, and you probably don't want to do this, is you'd want to postpone the closing humbly until after the 14th of May. That's the easiest.
I can't.
I understand.
Sorry.
I understand. But for folks, the easiest thing legally is to move it past the 14th, because then you know whether you won or lost. Okay.
I know, but I needed the money.
Well,
and I had to come take care of my mom. I had to move,
I'm sure you got great reasons, but legally, the best suggestion is what I just told you. That you don't want to do it because of whatever. That's fine. I mean, you don't always have to follow my legal advice because if you got other things in life going on, and I get it. So the next question is going to be now, if you do get a recovery from the court, well, what's the mechanism of how because the closing is going to be done at that point, unless you have something in the contract that puts the money in reserve that says you're entitled to that back, because the court's not going to pay you that money. That money is going to have to come back from, I would assume, the HOA. So, that's probably going to have to be somewhere written in the agreement that, hey, the HOA is, and if they're not going to put in the documents, because today's the closing, kind of waited till the last minute, but it is what it is. Then what's going to happen? You'll have a judgment against the HOA for $11,000, which is a county court claim. It's an amount above $8,000, so it's not a small claim. So then if you win and they don't pay you, well, then now you have a judgment action to collect. You have a collections action. And then you email me at askthedom.com and give you the single law firm, they go get them. If you lose, you lose, and then you don't worry about it. So if you win, call me back. If you lose, well, you tried.
Can I ask for another? It sounds like it's too late because the closing is today and I don't have that clause written in. I mean, the money's already been taken out.
Don't worry about the clause then. Just don't worry about it. I mean, if it's day of, you can't do anything about it because it's the day of.
Too late. So it's too late.
It's too late to do anything at the closing. However, you still have your due process in the court on May 14th. Let that unfold. If you win, now you have a judgment to go back against the HOA to refund you the money. It has nothing. It would have nothing to do with the closing because you can't incorporate the closing into it because today's the closing.
I know. Well, okay.
All right.
Somebody said because I'm already paying it that they're not even going to have the trial. It's already done.
Well, I mean, whether or not you owe the money or not is not related to the case on you wanted to sell the property or not. Those are two separate issues. However, the best thing I can tell you and anyone listening is try to call a lawyer or me or the show sooner than today, because we could have I don't want to yell at you, but we could have fixed it. We could have fixed this problem a hell of a lot easier than sorry, it's the day of. We're gonna have to wait to see what the judge says.
Don't tell me what I should have done.
I'm not you. All the other nice folks listening, not you. It's for their benefit, at your expense.
Okay.
You're a sweet lady.
I'm glad to help everybody.
See what happens. See what happens on the 14th.
Good luck, Pumpkin. Thank you. Let's go to Jerry. Jerry, good morning. You're on Ask the Dom. What do you got, Jerry? Hello. Are you there?
Jerry or Gary?
What did I say?
Jerry?
What's your name?
Gary.
All right, Gary, go ahead.
I'll tell you the situation. In 2006, I put in a boat lift. I live on a canal. It infringed on the setback of the legal setback. So in order to get that approved, you have to have approval from the neighbor that it affects. At the time, I didn't pull a permit. I was told by the construction crew, you really don't need it. We need to have approval from your neighbor, which was wrong, and I should have known better.
Oh yeah, I mean, a lot of folks can tell you that. I don't know what those folks were doing giving you
know,
that advice.
I know.
That you might have an action against them if that's what they told you. But this is from 2006. I mean, what do we?
Yeah. Okay, so this is the situation. So from 2006, I had an arm's length, what I call an arm's length agreement, contractual with the neighbor. He came out. We discussed where the lift was going to go. He had no problem with it.
What does that mean? Arm's length? Is that what the hell are you talking about?
You just made that up. It's not going to hold up.
I did not make that up, brother. I did not make that up.
Arm's length agreement?
Well, I think it's an oral agreement. Is an oral contract?
No, an arm's length is a handshake.
Yes, that's for God's sake.
A handshake is a handshake.
Yeah, my word is oak. You know, and they remember that thing from was that Jerry Maguire? My word is.
I happened to learn that. With my real estate. To gain my real estate license, we were taught that we call that an arm's length contract.
Yes, or in the state of Florida, it's called an oral agreement. Yes, that's fine.
Okay.
An arm's length transaction is a business deal where a buyer and seller act independently with no pre-existing relationship or influence between them.
It's an oral contract.
Okay.
Yeah. What happens if you shake feet? It's a foot agreement. What difference does it make the body part? It's either an oral or written contract in the state of Florida. But I got you. Go ahead. What's the problem today, 2025?
You just explained it to me at arm's length, and now you're trying to make fun of it and tell me that it doesn't doesn't happen.
He's a moron. Forget it, Tom. Tom, I got a question for you.
Go ahead.
This guy who crashed his boat allegedly into the ferry boat. What legally? No, I shouldn't say legally. Like the fact that he didn't stick around for the that didn't go back till later to turn himself in. Is that going to hurt him, or is that going to was that kind of smart on his part? You think?
Well, so what? I don't know the full story. So he crashed into the ferry boat and then left the scene.
And then left the scene, went 3 miles to the boat lift to get it out of the water, but then eventually I'm not sure if he turned himself in or however it was.
He said he cooperated with law enforcement.
Yeah, he cooperated and they tested him and they said he wasn't impaired. But I don't know between the time that he dropped off his boat and the time that he met with police if he sobered up or whatever it is. I have no idea what the situation is.
Well, was there any reasoning or rationale given as to why they left the accident?
They haven't explained that to us. If they have, they have not released that to us. But I'm saying, like, from a lawyer's point of view, like sometimes we say, if you don't know, don't blow. What rationale would you think would be the smart move for him to just leave to keep going?
Well, the problem, leaving a scene of an accident, with property damage or injury is a crime.
Right.
So there's really no legal justification to leave because you're committing a crime. So no lawyer can tell people, well, you leave and then circle back with law enforcement at a later date because that actually is a
so once he hit the boat and left, that's already committing one.
Yeah. He could be investigated for potential charges because of and depending on the value of the damage or injury.
Well, there's one person dead. There's 6 people who went to the hospital. Yeah. I would imagine he's opened up to a lawsuit for everybody on that boat, especially since he's a man who's wealthy.
Yeah. So leaving is compounding the problem, after the impact. So now he's got, he's just more and more legal issues are being piled on. Now, what I can tell you, my experience when I represent clients, and a lot of times in auto accidents or if on the criminal side of things, people get into an accident and they leave the scene, which is a hit and run, and then they're caught down the road or whatever the case may be. There's a lot of times, and I talk to my clients and I talk with the state, and sometimes there's, hearings or what have you, motions. And sometimes people just panic. They freak out. Usually younger people, like I panicked. I have to, I had to call my mom and dad, or I went home.
Sure.
I think they call that an arm's length reaction.
they call that an arm's length reaction, which is, that's an old school way of saying it's an oral agreement. If it's not written down, it's an oral agreement. But at any rate, the caller had his own style, so we'll just go with it. And then other reasons, there's some people that, got into an accident and they were discombobulated, and they left without realizing, which lacks in the criminal intent of mens rea. So we've had those type of issues. So I don't know what I don't know. Obviously, if he's retained the service of an attorney, the attorney and him will have these conversations about what was going on there with his mental capacity, which again is the mens rea. And sometimes there's different reasonings and rationale. Sometimes people get pulled over, but they don't want to pull over quickly enough because they're nervous, because they want to be in a lit area, or they're not sure what's happening. So there's a variety of different factors that goes into the mental mindset of why folks do things, after accidents.
Yeah.
But for the general public, if you get into an accident, whether it's in a car or on a boat, remain there, contact the authorities. Maybe render help and assistance if folks are injured, even if that's just calling 911. Do what you can to, help, the situation that you may or may not have created, depending on the liability aspect of the impact or the accident.
Yeah, it didn't all shake out yet, so I don't really know. He may have been the one who called 911. I don't really know what the situation is. The assumption was going to be that they were somebody who was incapacitated, and that's why that would happen, is because they were under the influence. But according to the law enforcement, the guy that they talked to was cooperative and not under the influence. But also, do we know that he was necessarily even the one driving the boat?
Yeah, and that again is going to be whether or not they have a wheel witness. If they're going to, if there doesn't sound like the Florida Fish and Wildlife, which I'm assuming is investigating it on the waterways, is going to, look into whether or not he's BUI, boating under the influence, or, obviously he's looking at potential charges for leaving. The issue you brought up was kind of, I think it was in the 90s. Remember LA Law? Remember that show?
Sure. Yeah.
There was an episode where someone was involved in I think it was a lawyer that was involved in a crash, left the scene, went to the bar, had a drink, came back to the scene.
Right.
And that intervening action was prevented law enforcement to dispel what was happening before the impact occurred.
Sure.
And it was really, I thought it was somewhat controversial. It was a great episode because it really got the juices flowing. It's about the legal principles and dynamics. But I think that episode kind of sparked a chain reaction as well. Is this how people conduct themselves if this type of situation happens? Do they go home and then all of a sudden law enforcement, then there's a break in the pattern, if you will, as to whether or not there is reasonable suspicion, and then leads to probable cause as to whether or not someone was impaired at the time of operating a motor vehicle. So I thought that was a very interesting. A lot of these legal shows really condense some of these legal principles that are actually quite realistic in everyday application.
That actually happened to me. I was driving home from my dad's house on Father's Day, and I was sitting at a light, and I got hit by a car.